while we're live right now, there's no audio, right? Hello.
Nope.
And now for our football seniors. Number 3, Hunter Herbeck. Hunter is escorted by Paul and Tracy Herbeck. He's involved with football, baseball, FCA, Ambassador, DECA, Euchre Club. Hunter's future plans are to play baseball and study business at Undersighted University. Number 3, Hunter Herbeck. Number 4, Jack Burkhardt. Jack's escorted by Mike and Sean Burkhardt. Jack's involved with football, baseball, ambassador, unified track, and just for friends. Jack plans to play college baseball at either Eastern Kentucky or University of Tampa. He also wants to become a firefighter after high school and study criminology. Number 4, Jack Burkhardt. Number 6, Jack Beebe. Jack is escorted by Pat and Amy Cooney along with Jim and Jennifer Beebe. Jack's involved with football for 4 years, track and field, ambassador, FCA, DECA, NHS. Jack's future plans to attend undecided university to study business and play football. Number 6, Jack Beebe. Number 10, Grant Starnes. Grant is escorted by Andy and Becky Starnes. Grant's involved with football and baseball. Grant's future plans are to attend Indiana University to study computer science. Number 10, Grant Starnes. Number 11, Keegan Scheffler. Keegan is escorted by Jeremiah Scheffler and Nicole Savage. He's involved with football and track and field. His future plans are to attend Indiana University to study undecided major. Number 11, Keegan Scheffler. Number 12, Ethan Monday. Ethan is escorted by Michael and Lauren Monday. He's involved with football, baseball, FCA, Riley Dance Marathon, and National Honor Society, and baseball. His future plans is to play college baseball and study finance and accounting with a minor in international business. He plans to attend either Indiana University or Arizona State University. Number 12, Ethan Monday. Number 14, Corbin Lucas. Corbin is escorted by Park and Stephanie Lucas. His activities involve football, track and field, and NHS. Corbin plans to join the Marines and later study forensics at an undecided university. Number 14, Corbin Lucas. Number 17, Aiden Moyers. Aiden is escorted by Derek and Shelley Moyers. His activities involve football, basketball, euchre club, NHS, DECA, and athletic leadership club. Aiden plans to attend an undecided university to study sports management. Number 17, Aiden Moyers. Number 20, Caleb Weigel. Caleb is escorted by Tim and Tina Weigel. He's involved in football, track and field, FCA, euchre club, and DECA. His future plans are to attend Purdue University and study landscaping architecture. Number 20, Caleb Weigel. Number 31, Nate Torres. Nate is escorted by Melissa Torres and Victor Torres. He has been in football for 4 years. His future plans are to attend an undecided university. Number 31, Nate Torres. Number 35, Caden Boer. Caden's involved with football and Spanish club. Caden plans to to attend an undecided university. Number 35, Caden Boer. Number 44, Mason Scott. Mason is escorted by Krista Clark and Aaron Ricketts. He's involved with football and track and field. Mason's future plans are to attend an undecided university to play college football and study criminology justice, psychology, or sociology. Number 44, Mason Scott. Number 48, Leighton White. Leighton is escorted by Justin and Michelle White. He's involved in football, FCA, track and field, DECA, NHS, and euchre club. Leighton plans to attend Indiana University or Butler University to study business. Number 48, Leighton White. Number 61, Jacob Bird. Jacob is escorted by Brian and April Bird. He's involved in football and track and field. Jacob is undecided on his future plans. Number 61, Jacob Bird. Number 72, Jason Smith. Jason is escorted by Jason Smith and April Williams. He's involved with football, National Honor Society. Jason plans to attend Indiana University to study kinesiology. Number 72, Jason Smith. Number 74, Dylan Ponder. Dylan is escorted by Mike and Tammy Baxter. He's involved in football and track and field. Dylan plans to study sports medicine at an undecided university. Number 74, Dylan Ponder. Number 76, Sam Trent. Sam is escorted by John and Tracy Trent. Sam has been involved for football for 4 years. Sam plans to attend an undecided university. Number 76, Sam Trent. Number 77, Joseph Romero. Joseph is involved in football. He's escorted by Leo Romero and Karen Alejandro. His future plans are to attend a 4-year in-state university. Number 77, Joseph Romero. Number 78, Thomas Hayes. Thomas escorted by Jim and Terry Hayes, along with Rebecca Hayes. He's involved with football and wrestling. Thomas plans to study paleontologist at an undecided university. Number 78, Thomas Hayes. Number 88, Carter Fiesel. Carter's escorted by Ryan and Christy Fiesel. Carter's involved with football and career in youth ministry. Number 88, Carter Fiesel. Number 94, Bailey Heston. Bailey is escorted by Gary and Tiffany Heston. Bailey has been involved with football for 4 years. Bailey is undecided on his 94, Bailey Haston. Number 98, Harris Nichols. Harris is escorted by Henry and Melling. Harris is involved with football and track and field. Harris plans to study engineering at an undecided university. Number 98, Harris Nichols. Congratulations, seniors, on all your accomplishments throughout high school. Thank you for your hard work and dedication both on and off the field. Good luck in all your future endeavors. Best wishes, the Plainfield Quarterback Club, PHS cheer moms and dads, and PHS dance families. Quaker fans, on your feet one more time for our 2020 football, dance, and cheer seniors.
Excited for this opening night of high school football here in the state of Indiana. Thank you for tuning in with us. You'll have to cut us a little slack tonight. This is our first broadcast. Coach John Utterback, a history teacher, volleyball coach, and former Plainfield High School football coach, will be doing our color commentary tonight. And I'm Brent Schwanekamp. I'm the assistant principal here at Plainfield and Plainfield High School alum and former Plainfield High School football coach on my own right a few years ago for both of us. We're excited to be here tonight and to share with you this high school football game. Both these teams come in finding out on Tuesday afternoon that they'd be playing after Greenfield Central shut down football operations and Center Grove and Carmel had to cancel their Week 1 contest. Great work by both athletic departments and teams to be able to bring us this game tonight and to give us our seniors an opportunity to play against each other. We're going to get started sharing a little bit of information about these two teams and kind of setting the stage for this first night. The Quakers of Plainfield are your hosts tonight. They are a 5A team playing in the Mid-State Conference. They finished their 2019 season 5-5, losing to Decatur Central in the sectionals. They returned 7 starters on offense and 7 starters on defense. The Carmel Greyhounds of the MIC join us tonight. Carmel is the reigning 6A state champions, beating Center Grove 20-17 last November. They come in ranked in 6A number 2 behind Center Grove by both the IFCA and the AP polls. They are preseason number 5 state ranked by Max Preps. Very good Carmel team playing in the premier football conference in the state of Indiana and probably the entire Midwest. but a great challenge for both teams as we face kind of an unprecedented summer, to say the least. Coach Utterback, you've been part of a lot of summers and a lot of football teams getting ready for their first game. What kind of things are they thinking about tonight as they're in the locker room right now?
Well, right now, as everyone knows who's ever been there, there's a lot of nerves, there's a lot of butterflies. It's it's the first time they've gotten a chance to come out and put they've done a lot of work, they put a lot of time in, and now it's time to see what they're made of. But on top of that, you throw in all the uncertainty of everything that we've all had to deal with, and I'm sure while some things are the same that never change from week to week and year to year, this is a little different.
We're going to pause here for just a second, folks, and honor our country with the national anthem, if you'll bear with us. So both teams came out of the
Attention
summer.
Fans, please help us keep our student athletes and classes on the field. Please wear your mask and practice social distancing while attending tonight's matchup between the Quakers and the Greyhounds. Please sit between the areas with the blue X's. That's right, you should be sitting on a blue X. If you're standing on the fence, please social distance and only stand with family members. Thank you.
Gone head-to-head with another opponent. John, as you think about that, what are some of the things, some of the keys to these first opening minutes as we come out tonight?
Well, I think on both sides they have some similar things that they want to get done. They want to see if they can execute all these things that they've been putting in the off season, and just on a basic level, position level. Each coach is going to be looking at his guy and seeing, are his feet right, or his steps right, is his execution right, and each side has got a little different, I'm sure, in terms of their coaching, a little bit of what they're looking for in this game. There's some challenges on both sides, but I think it's mostly a matter of will their guys execute, at each position and do what they're supposed to do.
Well, I agree with you, and I think, it'll be interesting just to see how people adjust. A lot of times as a coach you spend, months preparing for your first game, and your first opponent. To our recollection, and we've been around Plainfield football for a while, this is the first time that the Quakers and the Greyhounds have faced, and so kind of an unknown opponent. They really don't, coach. Moyers, the offensive coordinator here at Plainfield, does have some experience having coached in the MIC and has faced Carmel a little bit, so that may be an advantage for both teams to kind of know that how the Quakers offense will line up with the Greyhound defense. But we'll see how that develops over the next opening quarter here. Just a little more background information. We got the Greyhounds come in coached by John Hebert. John is a 1989 Carmel grad. He's in his sixth season. He's 50-18 overall. He led the Greyhounds to state titles both in 2016 and 2019. And so they're going to come in well prepared. They graduated some really good players. They come back with 5 starters on offense and 3 starters on defense. But you can't win a state championship at 6A and to come out of the meat grinder that is the MIC and to come in tonight and be ready to go. That Coach Hebert's going to have, he and his staff are going to have them really well prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. They, like you said, you hit the nail on the head. To do what they do year in and year out in that conference, it's a matter of reloading. They have a lot of talent, they have a lot of size, and year in and year out, this is a quality program. They put it on the field and they can compete with everybody and any given year beat anybody. So they're going to be really, really good coming into this, even though this is their first game, and it's going to be fun to watch.
We're gonna go here to a commercial very quickly. We'll come back with the results of the coin toss and give you some background on the Quakers and Coach Woodard's staff.
That water, you're gonna want to look for weeds, sunken structures, down trees, stuff like that. And let that breeze tell you where you want to go. Windy days like this, those bait fish will come swimming closer to shore. They'll bring the big boys with them, those bass and those pike. Now, they like cooler temperatures, so you ain't likely to have much luck.
You're good at giving fishing advice. We're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Days have always been with live bait.
Welcome back here to Red Pride Field. Coach Woodard and the Quakers ready to take on the Carmel Greyhounds. We appreciate you joining us tonight. It's not a traditional evening by any stretch of the imagination. Only 750 fans in attendance. Game like this, an opening night with this beautiful weather, I can imagine how packed the stands would be if we were in under normal circumstances.
Absolutely, and I just have to say, I'm sure I'm speaking for everybody that we're so lucky to be here tonight. A lot of adversity has happened, and I think that although it's not ideal, the fact that we're getting our guys and their guys are getting ready to lace it up, and the coaches have a chance to get out on this field, it's something that we all now know we can't take it for granted because it could be gone at any time. And so games like this are special, and Friday nights are special, always have been.
Well, we got the two head football coaches out at midfield. This is, one of those things that looks different in the middle of a pandemic than maybe you've seen before. That they didn't have to screw up the directions to their co-captains this year. They've done the toss. They're going to come back and give their team their last bit of information. But just a quick little snap on your Quakers. Coach Brian Woodard is a 1992 Avon grad. He's been a part of the Plainfield staff since 1996 after graduating from Evansville University. Coach Woodard has been the head coach now for 15 seasons with an 83-68 record. The Quakers are returning both 7 starters on offense and defense. Very excited to see how this team goes. We are going to see the Quakers first on offense as they are set to return here when we get going. The Quakers are in their scarlet uniforms, gray helmets, gray pants. And the Greyhounds come out white on white. They got the blue numbers, makes it easy for our old eyes to see up here in the press box, which we appreciate, with that Carmel Greyhound in blue on their yellow helmets. Looks like number 19 is set to tee it up. That's Spencer Hanna. He's a senior, 5'11", 170. He'll be kicking off for Carmel. Deep for the Quakers appears to be number 16, Carson Works. Looks like Carson gets the ball deep in his own territory, tackled down there at the 15-yard line where the Quakers are going to take over the ball 1st and 10. Quakers come out this with a returning quarterback in Aiden Moyers. The 6'3" senior, number 17, will lead the Quakers here. Got several returners on offense, and we'll kind of get to them as we go here. We'll give you some starters. But joining him in the backfield tonight is 42, Juan Nieto.
Well, and the Quakers are going to have, it's no secret, the Quakers are going to have an issue with the size and the depth of Carmel.
Nieto goes ahead there for 3 yards, going to bring up 2nd and 7. Quakers are shuffling personnel in. You'll see here 46, Blake Woodard, started at Superback. He came off the field. He's the coach's son. Done a nice job as the Superback. Quakers go 2-by-2 and a spread set here. Moyers is going to take the snap. Looks over the defense with the no-huddle offense, gives the Quakers a chance to kind of evaluate what that 3-4 defense of the Greyhounds is looking to do. Moyers takes the snap and steps back, feels a little pressure, works up in the pocket, decides to tuck it in, and He's going to advance the ball up, going to get us in a really manageable 3rd and 2.
Yeah, he did a really nice job there. He didn't have much. He didn't see what he liked downfield, and so he kind of tucked it and ran, made a guy miss, and put him in a situation where they can call a lot in this 3rd and short. The whole playbook's open.
Well, the Quakers really like in this situation to direct snap to a good motion. Beebe keeps the ball up inside. Good line surge by the Quakers. Looks like it's enough for a first down.
Looks like he got it. And for the Quakers, that's a very big first down for them. The fact that they can line up against these guys and get a first down, I mean, that's a big victory for them. You know, it's like I said, it's going to be a little different perspective from each coaching staff, and that's a big deal for the Red Pride.
All right, here come the Quakers. They're going to go 3 receivers to the top of the field, 1 into the boundary. Nieto with the carry again. Nice big run there.
We had a flag on the play.
Looks like we got a flag there, John.
Yeah, and I didn't know if it looked like we had an uncovered receiver or 2 out there, so that might be something that the staff picks up on and sees. They're going to do a lot of different formations and see what they can get from Carmel.
Looks like the officials wave off the flag. The Quakers are moving quickly back over the football. Looks like a 2nd and 3. May have seen what Coach Utterback saw. Might be interested in going back to that 3-by-1 set. Looks like they do. Looks like the Quakers may have the numbers out there. Here goes Nieto to join them. Now we got 4 over there. Oh, little screen underneath. Off target, misses number 2. That's Noah Hessong. Had a shot there underneath, trying to get some flow from the defense, it looked like. Try to get them going one way and catch them the other.
Yeah, and, you know, that play is one of those timing plays, you know, and it's one of those deals where you get the right timing. It can go really, really well, and if it's off a little bit, it just doesn't get executed right. They're close on that, and I think they got what they wanted.
All right, 3rd and 3, going back, staying 3-by-1 here for the Quakers. Staying in the base defense, the 3-4. Moores looks quick, didn't see what he liked, tucked the ball up, gets it back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be fourth and a long 2, short 3 there right in the middle of the field.
It'd be interesting to see what our coaching staff does here from Plainfield, if they're going to go ahead and keep this and try to make this, or they're going to punt it. Looks like they're going to try to get the first down here.
Hard count. We got Vanderbush joining Moyers in the backfield. Kale has played some quarterback, is kind of a multi-dimensional athlete. Oh, but Moyers takes the ball and punts it. Kind of a quick kick situation, gives the Quakers a chance to get the ball down there with no return. Ball's going to go all the way inside the 20 to the 19, going to be on the left hash when Carmel comes out. The Greyhounds return 5 starters on offense. Their returning passer will be the starting quarterback. That's Zach Osborne, number 9. He had a few games last year. I think he missed some time with injuries. Their returning rusher will be number 40, Zach White. He had 456 yards and 8 touchdowns last year. And they bring back leading receiver number 22, Colton Parker, who had 30 catches last year, including 7 for touchdowns.
Yeah, their backfield is not huge, but they can play, no doubt. These guys are really good football players.
All right, Carmel has 2 backs in the backfield. Give it quickly there to number 20. That's Ethan Hall, 5'7" junior. Advances the ball up. Pickup of 3.5 yards. Quakers also play an odd front defense. They're going to play with the nose. We'll get through some starters here when we slow down the pace just a little bit. Love for somebody to think about getting in a huddle. That kind of impacts social distancing, I guess. But still in 2 backs. The Greyhounds send 2 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Here comes 20 in motion out that direction as well. Quarterback keeps the ball. Osborne advances the ball up the field. Looks to be maybe just enough for a first down.
It's close. I'll tell you, the right side of that Carmel line is pretty impressive. Those guys are big, and they can move people around. Well, to be honest with you, the whole line is impressive. There's some good-looking football players out there.
Definitely big up front, including number 75, Justin Pickett. The Duke commit is 6'7", 320. He's the left guard, number 75. All right, here we go, 1st and 10. Greyhounds, 2 backs in the backfield again. 23, Jordan Jones is checked in. Osborne back to pass. Tried to slip Zach White, the fullback, out in the flat there, just a little behind him. Quakers, the ball falls incomplete. Quakers
might have
hold
slipped
him.
Out of his hand, Coach.
Yep.
I think He got what he wanted to see, but I think maybe the ball slipped out of his hand. He wiped his hands on the grass or the turf. It's it's hot. Those guys are sweating. Maybe he just lost his grip on the ball there.
Same formation for the Greyhounds. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Quakers show blitz. Give the ball in there to number 20 again.
Looks like it was a nice initial play by number 12 for Plainfield, Ethan Monday. Wasn't able to wrap up, but still minimal gain on that play.
Quakers have them where they want them. Third and long here. Want to try to create some pressure. Don't let Osborne throw the ball on time for sure. Definitely what they're looking to do here. Greyhounds come out in a 2-by-2 formation, an open spread kind of set here. Osborne looks for the ball, quick snap, throws it out there quickly in the flat. Great job by the Quakers coming up and making contact there. It looked like number 30, Colin Anderson. Great job, brings up 4th down. That means the Greyhounds are going to bring in their punt team. Should be 46. No, looks like different than the depth chart here. Looks like number 7 into punt. 7 is Owen Schaefer, 6 foot, 185-pound senior, deep to punt.
I tell you, that was a great pop there by Colin Anderson. He read the play, he stepped up, and he made a great hit on that receiver, and he popped the ball right out of his hands. Looked like we played that punt a little. We didn't get underneath that ball and let it go over our heads, and probably gave them, gave ourselves an extra first down we got to pick up just by not fielding that ball. We got to get that one if you're Plainfield.
Coach Utterback is a long-time special teams coordinator. He's not going to let any of those extra yards get by when he sees them. We got to, field punts. That's a key component, those lost yardage kind of plays. So Quakers take over here, 1st and 10, ball's on the 16 on the right hash. Looks like Quakers will have a bigger set in here. They have that super back, Blake Woodard checked in there, so that means we're going to be in a 2-back set with Nieto deep behind Moyers. I got 2 receivers to Moyers' left, 1 to his right. Again, a give. Quick handoff there to Nieto. Had some great backside pressure there from the Greyhounds. They were really coming fast there.
Yeah, 42 Hayden Cate. I don't know if he was not. Didn't look like he was blocked, and he had a free shot, and he took it and did what he's supposed to do with it.
The Greyhounds are definitely being real stingy here on defense. Definitely not what the Quakers wanted to be second long, but try to cut it here in half. Go 2-by-2. Quakers take a quick snap. A lot of pressure. Ball out here quickly in the flat. Looks like Nieto. That was a great catch. Advances the ball out past the 20. Just what we wanted. Cut it in half.
Yeah, that was great execution there. I think it was a little rub there, a little rub route, and it worked out real well. And we got one of the Carmel defensive backs able to backpedal a few more steps, and that freed up that nice catch and run. So you're right. We cut that in half if you're Plainfield, and now you got 3rd and about 5 or 6 here. So we could.
All right, Greyhounds in their 3-4 defense, 2 high safeties. Quakers go 3 receivers to the right, 1 into the boundary here.
If you notice, Coach, Carmel hasn't done very much in terms of scheming on defense. They haven't blitzed anybody, to my knowledge, and they've been pretty vanilla.
Screen pass there to Nieto, just picks up a couple. Going to bring it 4th and 4. Left hash. Here come the Quakers with their punt team. Doesn't look like they're going to use the quick kick formation this time. Out comes Nichols.
Well, and you got to think if you're Plainfield, just being honest, you want to try to shorten the game. You want to try to run that clock as much as you possibly can, and even if you can't pick up the first down, you can get that clock down to 4 or 5 seconds before you punt the ball. A little high snap there.
Yeah,
pretty
Nichols
dangerous.
handled it. Did a nice job putting the foot on it. This is those key plays. That bounce there. Quakers are quick to down it there, but not quick enough. Lost a couple yards, but did a good job getting down there. It was 41 Caleb Cochran. So, here's the battlefield position, right, John? The Greyhounds now are going to take over in the Quaker territory on the 46.
Yeah, absolutely. All those special teams plays add up. They don't get a lot of press clippings, but if you don't field a ball or if you let one bounce like that, and, again, that was probably 6 or 7 yards or maybe more, and that's a first down essentially that you're giving them. So now they're kind of, as we say, on the back porch and knocking, and we're going to see how stingy the Plainfield defense can be and what Carmel will call here. They can do about anything they want out of this.
Yeah, here
formation.
we go. Quick, Greyhounds go in motion. Parker goes to the left. Quick pass out there. They like the numbers after the motion. Good job by the Quakers shedding some tackles. Hunter Herbeck, senior, comes up, makes a nice tackle, and keeps the yardage to minimal.
Yeah, Carmel did a nice job. They executed it well. Plainfield was able to read it fairly quickly and recover and kind of minimize what could have been a huge gain down to about 5 yards and hold them to make them do it again.
All right, so here come the Greyhounds. They go back to this 2-by-2 set, 2 receivers to each side. Osborne in the backfield calls for the ball, sets back, looks down the field a little bit. Oh, ball just slightly behind there. The receiver, number 3, Jaden King.
Yeah, he threw just a little bit behind him. I thought the coverage was pretty decent anyway. I mean, I don't think the Quakers were lost on that play at all. He was in his hip pocket. He just threw it behind him. It was probably it was going to be a pretty decent-sized gain if he caught that. A little surprising to me that Carmel is throwing the ball as much as they are right now. I mean, you would think that if they wanted to, they could probably run it right at Plainfield. Maybe they will at some point, but right now it looks like they're opening their passing set playbook.
So on 3rd and 5, Osborne back again. There's the ball down the field. Finds his receiver, favorite receiver from last year, 22. That's Colton Parker with the big catch. Ball got knocked free, but I think he was able to get back on it.
Yeah, he went up and got that ball and made a nice initial catch. I didn't see who it was from the Quakers who put the hat on him, but he coughed up the ball. I think it was Vanderbush. Coughed up the ball, but was able to get it back. It was interesting to me that the referee called that a catch. I don't know. That could have gone either way, I guess. He was hit almost instantly after he caught it, so nice game.
Not the first time we've said Vanderbush today. That's the younger brother. That's Caden Vanderbush. He's a freshman getting the start at safety tonight. All right, Greyhounds go 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Osborne, there's the running play that Coach Utterback was looking for. There up goes number 40. That's Hall, or pardon me, that's White, Zach White, senior.
Well, and that's one of the challenges defensively for Plainfield was the arm tackling, not having good form, not having good technique on a tackle against these guys is going to kill you, as you just saw right there. Just reaching out and tackling somebody with your arms will not work against the defending state champions. They're not going to go down that easy. So if the guy was in the right place, I think it was 94 there for Plainfield. He just has to make sure he has good technique and he's got a chance.
All right, so the Greyhounds are first and goal on the 7. Quarterback keeps it. Osborne up the middle, fighting for more yardage. Ball comes out. Fumbled into the end zone. Looks like a Carmel touchdown. Not sure who ended up with it. Looked like one of the linemen there was Johnny on the spot, number 70. Buckland Robbins, the senior, was so excited after scoring the touchdown he forgot he needed to be out for the PAT and hustled back out there with his teammates.
Well, he's going to tell his grandkids about that one for sure. I'll tell you, the quarterback, Carmel's running really hard. They run the ball really hard, but I think that's the 3rd or 4th time tonight that so far early that they put the ball on the ground, and they've managed to get them all back, being pretty fortunate in that respect, and they actually scored a touchdown out of that one.
All right, so here come the Greyhounds. Number 19, that's Spencer Hanna. He did the kickoff duties as well.
Quarterback is your holder there. That allows them to do some
Zach
things
Osborne.
that they need to. Yeah.
Snap down, kick up. It looks like the kick is good. So that means with 3 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the first quarter, Carmel takes the lead 7-0. What are some thoughts after coming off that drive there, John?
Well, I thought, to be honest with you, I thought Carmel, they executed their plays pretty well. Like I said before, they put the ball on the ground a few times. If I was a Carmel coach, I'd be a little bit concerned about ball security. They were able to get all those back once they got on the ground. And so they scored. They did a good job. Plainfield, I thought, is very close. They're right where they need to be in a lot of situations. They got to tighten up a few things, and it wasn't like they were, they had any blown plays or anything like that. They just have to execute, the simple things defensively, tackling and footwork and all those little things.
Well, I can't agree more. It's it's going to see how these teams progress from the limited summer work that they had, the fact they didn't have the scrimmages. This is a week one, and a week one in any year, you're always going to have those plays, those fumbles, those penalties, things like that are going to take some time to get used to. I think that's going to be magnified this year, but it's going to see how each possession, how teams react and how they mature and how they learn from their mistakes, and I think the team that learns that the quickest will have the best advantage.
Yeah, as we see the kickoff here, I think if you're Plainfield, you think, hey, we can play with these guys. We can hit with these guys. And minimal gain there coming out of the end zone with the kick return.
All right, we're going to go to a quick commercial here, and then we'll be back when the Quakers take over the football.
"13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, we were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman. And here we are, right here, right now."
You're good at motivation, we're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
All right,
nice
Quakers are coming.
There.
We come back here coming off a commercial with a big play for the Quakers. That's just the kind of play we were looking for. Vanderbush with a nice catch and run, gets the ball out of there. It was kind of deep in territory there. Now we're on the 27-yard line. Looks like the Quakers are going to play fast. That's how they like to play, get up on the line of scrimmage, make the defense declare. A little different this week, though, because Carmel's not really adjusting a whole lot. They like their base defense, and they're kind of sticking in it, aren't they, John?
Yeah, I think they are. I think they're kind of saying, hey, let's just play. Let's just do what we do. Not too much game planning against Plainfield, I don't think. They may have a different philosophy about this game, but I'll tell you that last play, we got a penalty on this one. The last play was a great call and great execution. It looks like we got a flag. It's our first of the game.
Looks like face mask the Carl and the Greyhounds. That's just what the Quakers need. Those are those things, kind of start turning the field position, start a little momentum. We had a couple catches. Hessong with a nice catch there, made a guy miss in space. It's tough to tackle a guy, and you haven't had a lot of live tackling sessions probably, so I think we're going to see some of that tonight. We're going to see some in-space misses. We're going to see some guys who don't wrap and run their feet like they're going to have to, and we'll see that. I think that's going to happen tonight.
Yeah, in terms of all the challenges that each side has had, that's one thing they probably have not seen very much of, and that's live tackling.
Oh, nice trap block there by the Quakers. Holy cow. Old number 74, Dylan Ponder, really put one right on the end there and created a nice gap for Nieto to burst through for the first down. That was a great job, great execution. Coach Mayfield's guys up front using angles. They may not be bigger necessarily than some of these guys up front for Carmel.
Yep.
A nice job there.
And I think that's what they're doing. I think what Plainfield's trying to do here is use a little bit of the speed of Carmel against them. They're trying to do some things that involve using that advantage to our advantage as Plainfield.
Well, I may have jinxed this because I said there hadn't been any penalties, or there were some, and now we got two on 3 plays there. Another face mask, which is good for our home team here. Red Pride football team here is going to pick up some more yardage after the short run. Ran the same play twice in a row there. Coach Moyers went back to the well, tried to get another kick-out block there by the guard and got some yardage, got some free yardage thanks to the penalty.
This one looks like it's a 15-yarder, I guess. The first one was a 5-yarder, must have been incidental. This one looks like it was a legit grab and pull.
Definitely. So now the Quakers have a new running back in, number 10, Grant Starnes, a senior, checks in. One of 22 seniors honored tonight as part of senior activities. We got 3 receivers here to the left as the Quakers head north. Moyers has to avoid some pressure, dives back up.
Yeah, he had the ball on the ground there. Looks like the referees are blowing the ball dead. I heard a whistle from all the way up here. So looked like the right side of that line kind of collapsed, and he had his hands full right away. Referees are talking about it right now.
He was down, so the Quakers will keep the ball. Going to be 2nd and 12 here. I think definitely the Greyhounds have the advantage on those deeper dropbacks. Moyers is having a harder time getting those passes off, but quick stuff has been good for the Quakers. 3 by 1 again. Short, quick pass there to Vanderbush out in the right flat. Tackle by 7, Owen Schaefer. He was also the punter earlier. Vanderbush catches it and advances the ball.
That was a real accurate throw, and if you think about it, looking back into that throw, Vanderbush had to deal with the sun, and he snatched that ball right out of the air and did what he was supposed to do with it. That was a nice play.
Yeah, I would say those kind of pitch and catch kind of plays, those are things that are born out of a lot of time, a lot of reps, and didn't have a lot this summer, but have had over the last 2 seasons, those two young men working together. Moores with the scramble, looks out in the flat. Looks like he got Vanderbush again. He advances the ball up. Looks like enough for the first down, and there comes another flag.
Goodness, that's 3 flags, and this drive alone against Carmel, that one looks like it's going to be a late hit.
Well, you got to think Coach Hebert's that's not what he's looking for. That's, giving free yardage, and Quakers are clicking a little here on offense, and the Greyhounds are helping them.
Absolutely, they are. You said it. The coach is probably not too happy about that at this point. That's probably 30, 35 yards and free money right now for the Quakers.
Well, I think just for the fans at home, one thing to notice that the player box has been extended as a result of the COVID pandemic. The players can go all the way down to the 10-yard line. That's unusual. We're not used to that. They're outside that red paint there on the sideline. But I want for those sitting at home, those old timers saw him down there and probably wondering what was going on. So that's what's happening there.
Okay, so if you're Plainfield here, you can call anything you want at this point. I mean, I think you got them on their heels a little bit. You got a little bit of uncertainty, and offensive coordinator is licking his chops up here. If you're Carmel, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. If they're going to start to be a little less vanilla and take few more chances here.
Definitely a place where they might dial up pressure. 3-by-1 for the Quakers again. Moyers takes the snap, looks quickly, gets the ball out of his hands, got a big receiver in Vanderbush. Can't get his second hand on it. Got one, but couldn't get the second. Like the matchup over there.
Yeah, it was good coverage by Carmel on the play there. He was really, really needed to be. And if Plainfield would have gotten that ball, it would have been a great catch. But they get another shot here, second and 10 with what are we on here? About the 14-yard line.
Cale is 15. Vanderbush is a 6'6" junior. Really good leaper on the basketball team as well, so got to like that matchup. It's not always the highest percentage throw to throw the fade in the end zone, but it's nice to maybe get a good and easy one instead of having to earn each and every one of these 14 yards, which is what the Greyhounds want us to do here.
Well, and it might soften up that corner out there for him too, and maybe get him a little bit more cushion on this play or the next play.
All right, so here we go. Greyhounds pack it in, get a lot of guys up in the box. Moores with the quick bootleg gets Woodard out in the flat there to 46. But man, the Greyhounds were right there.
Yeah, it was a great read by the outside linebacker there for Carmel. He sniffed that out and was right where he needed to be. Moyers barely got the ball off, but the Carmel was right where they needed to be, and they shut that play down pretty quick.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 10. Quakers may be thinking 4-down territory. They went with their bigger personnel here. They bring in the extra super back, the extra lineman. Beebe steps at the quarterback position here. You got Hessong to the left. Here he comes in motion again. Quick fake. There's Beebe picking his way through, driving forward. Got a flag again.
Looks like
it's in a position. Looks like could be a hold. Don't know that for sure, but it's kind of in that spot.
Yeah, he was. The referee was right on top of this play, and he saw a hold from our, I believe it was the right tackle from Plainfield. I can't get that for sure.
All right, so that's going to be a hold. That's going to push us back here, I would think. They could decline it and bring up the 4th down, but I think they're going to push us back and bring up 3rd and long. See what the Quakers do here. Ball comes back. It's going to be 3rd down on the 22-yard line. Switching out personnel. Here comes some more teens and 20 numbers. Got those skinny guys out there to split out. Here they come with the Quakers. Little huddle. Haven't seen much of that from the Quakers at all.
Well, if you got some razzle-dazzle, maybe this is the time to use it. You want to get some of that yardage back. It might give you some more options with kicking a ball here and making a field goal, getting on the board. I think that's really important right here.
Greyhounds show pressure, but don't bring it. Pass out here to the left, caught by 85. 85 is Caden Smith, the junior. Advances the ball up to the 16-yard line. A little bit of a gain, but not enough to really put the Quakers in a position to really go for it on 4th down. So out comes Harris Nichols.
Yeah, so they got a few yards back there, and I think that can this is really important. I don't want to say, it's never too early to get on the board if you're playing field. And against Carmel, this would be a big deal if we could get 3 points on the board here.
Looks like it was
left.
He
left. He
pulled
left
left
a little bit.
Decent snap and hold, but first time out of the box here, we had a missed field goal by Nichols there. That means the Greyhounds are going to take over. But you can't devalue the fact that the Quakers possessed the ball. They moved it down the field. They got some confidence probably in themselves. First good drive. Coach Moyers is and the offensive staff is trying to figure them out a little bit, trying to figure out the pieces of that Greyhound defense, find the weaknesses, the places they can take some shots. And while we've been conservative with some runs and passes, I'm sure they're looking for that place, like you said, to dial up that razzle-dazzle.
Well, and if you see that kick there, that we talked about it. You just don't have the chance to do these things live. And kicking a field goal like that with in the middle of a game, and you don't get to do that until you do it in a game, if that makes sense. And so, I understand the miss. You got to have a few of those under your belt before, as a kicker, you can settle down a little bit.
All right, here we go. 20 Hall motions to your left. They give it to 40. That's White straight ahead, just for a couple yards, though. Quakers are holding strong inside. One observation I have is Quakers aren't adjusting a ton to motion yet. They're sticking with their base defense. This is base defense on base defense here a little bit. Both teams playing in a 3-4, playing with that nose tackle. 76 for the Quakers. That's Big Sam Trent in there. He's doing a good job.
Yeah, he's plugging up the middle there. And, Coach, that makes sense. It's a good observation. I don't think either side is going to do a tremendous amount of, adjusting and scheming and everything like that. You're going to take things pretty vanilla and maybe adjust things on the fly. We got a couple pulling linemen out there, and a great little play out to number 22. He's a good player, you can see.
No question. 22, Colton Parker.
Yeah, Colton Parker.
He's the number 39 recruit by Max Preps here in the state of Indiana. He's got some offers to continue to play college football, and I hope he gets that opportunity.
Well, as a coach, Colton out there in space, Colton Parker is your worst nightmare, if you're on defense. And if, you're Carmel, if you can just keep things simple and get him out there running the ball, he's going to present some problems.
Well, that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Carmel leading 7-0 with the ball. We're going to go here to a quick commercial, and then we'll come back to you guys, to some action here with Carmel with the football.
I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
A licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Back to Red Pride Field here in Plainfield, Indiana, where we have the Quakers facing the Carmel Greyhounds. Carmel got on the board first. They're up 7-0. The Quakers drove the field on their last possession, had the ball down inside the 20, had a couple shots, had a nice throw into the end zone to Vanderbush that was broken up. Had to settle for a field goal. Unfortunately, it was wide left. Now the Greyhounds have the ball. After a nice play by Parker, they have the ball out here outside the 30, and that's where we start the second quarter. They go two receivers to the right, one receiver into the boundary. Both White and Hall flank Osborne in the backfield. This time they send White out in motion. Quick fake, ball out to the fullback. He's a load out there in the flat. Quakers have got to rally. Those are definitely a place where, the first guy makes a contact and wrapping, but, man, he needs counting on his buddies.
Yeah, big Zach White there from Carmel rather. He's a load, and again, you're not going to arm tackle these guys. You're going to have to bring proper technique and form, and you can see after contact there, he gets another 5 or 6 yards or whatever it was. Nice play by Carmel. They look like they're very poised and patient, like they've been there before, and they're looking like they're not rattled. They're ready to just execute their offense.
Twin receivers to the left of Osborne, 2 backs in the backfield again. Quick fake, looks down the field. Again, throws it out in the flat there where Anderson is there on the defense. Number 30, Colin Anderson, the junior, breaks up the intended pass, trying to get the back out of the backfield, trying to get Hall to wheel up out of the backfield up the sideline. One of my dad's favorite plays, loves the old wheel route. My dad was the former head football coach here at Plainfield High School, and every time he was standing on top of the press box with me after he retired, he always wanted a wheel route.
Yeah,
was his favorite thing.
And he also hated seeing it when we were coaching defense out there. That's a killer to cover, especially if you got a lot of speed running it at you.
Quakers did a nice job there stopping them. Brings up 3rd and down. Greyhounds get the ball out. It was good pressure and great job by the Quakers. Rallying there, number 44. That's Mason Scott on the tackle. Man,
Mason Scott's a really, really good athlete, and he's a fun guy to watch in space tackling. He's actually he's a linebacker coach's dream in terms of his athleticism and his speed.
Well, he had 113 tackles last year, 9.5 for loss and 5 sacks. He was a great linebacker last year, and good to see him back in the fold again this year, making a tackle on a critical 3rd down. Hessong goes deep for the Quakers here to field this catch, field this punt by 7, Owen Schaefer. Good snap.
A little bit of a rugby punt there.
Yeah, that's
very nice effort.
Great catch by Hessong. Oh, he didn't. Little rope-a-dope. He did not. He didn't. I don't think he's.
Well, I'll tell you, I think he did signal it. I don't think that the referee that was standing next to him saw it.
I saw the beanbag come out on the catch, which is the change of possession beanbag we anticipated from the back judge. Back judge was right there, though. He did not signal it.
No, he didn't signal. I don't think he saw if there was a wave. I don't think he saw it.
I could be wrong, but I think that Kevin Sloan and the special teams, I think that might have been a design play there. And if it was, kudos to him. If not, good job by Hessong realizing that what was going on. I didn't see a hand go up. I wish we had a replay to go back and look at it, for sure.
Well, initially, he caught the ball and he kind of jogged it off, and, people stopped pursuing him. And then I think he heard his coaches saying, hey, the ball's not dead. The whistle hasn't blown. Take off, go. And he ran it all the way down the field into the end zone. I do see a penalty flag on the field, and the looks like there's a powwow going on to figure out who messed up or what we should do from here.
Well, the flag could be potentially for an illegal fair catch signal if they said that he tried to fair catch, but he didn't have. So he's going to wave the flag off.
Yep.
It's going to say they're going to say that he signaled the fair catch. Hard to. Really, really difficult play there and a challenging one. And being a referee is a tough job. And I think those guys enjoy football and want to continue to be part of the game, just like coaches do, just like everybody does, the guys who played the game. And these guys giving up their time on a Friday night.
And I think he just missed it, Coach. I think he did. He kind of looked away for 1 second. He didn't see. He didn't see the flag.
Right?
Yeah,
game one.
Mistakes are going to be made by everybody, and that one. I know the Plainfield faithful thought, that's a game changer right there if that's allowed to happen. But to be honest, it's probably the right thing.
Well, here's the truth: the Quakers are going to need one. They're going to need a play like that. They're going to need a big play. Going to need an explosive play offensively and maybe a turnover to help us.
Yeah.
Man,
sure.
Man, would have been nice to have that one, but here we go. 1st and 10, ball's on the 15. Quakers go with 2 backs. Super back Woodard checks in there. We got Nieto back behind Moyers. We got Vanderbush, Hessong, and Beebe split out.
Yeah, and it looks like Carmel now is getting to be a little less vanilla. They brought pressure in every gap there, and it paid off. They stopped Plainfield with a 1-yard loss actually there. 2nd
down, 2nd and 11. Quakers this is the point in the game where they start to you kind of get a feel for your opponent. This was a big quarter for the Quakers last year. They scored 124. Almost half of their points came in the 2nd quarter. So Coach Moyers and his group make some adjustments and really come out strong in the 2nd quarter. Hopefully we see that here. 2nd and 11. Three receivers to the right, one to the left. Fake to Nieto, quick pass to Vanderbush, setting up a little alley screen. Got a flag in there, though. That's not what we're looking for, especially deep in our own territory.
Well, and I thought Vanderbush did a great job. He makes the first guy miss, and looks like number 2 for us, Noah Hessong. I think it was a block in the back, and to be honest with you, I don't think he needed to do it. I think the play was already by him, and that's one of those ones as a coach, if that's the call, it'll drive you a little bit crazy, especially when you're not influencing the play. It's past you, and little things like that turn into big things whenever you're in a dogfight against, quite honestly, an opponent that's overmatched.
Well, I think one thing that the Quakers need to do here is just they need to get some yards. I think when you're backed up like this, it's about getting a first down. Even if you don't get a first down, getting 10 yards, changing the field position. You're behind the chains at 2nd and 20. You don't need to get all 20 yards on this play.
And things starting to tighten up right now, and this is where disaster can strike, and games can hinge on these type of things. So we need just to move the ball a little bit, keep the clock running. No sacks in the end zone, that kind of thing. Carmel is just honestly playing really smart ball right now. They're not taking any huge chances. They're just they understand where they're at on the field, and they're winning that battle of field possession. And it's going to be one of those deals where the longer this happens, the longer this goes on, the more it favors Carmel in terms of this field position game.
Absolutely. Hard to play when you're backed up here. The Quakers go 2-by-2. Moyer's in the backfield with flanked by Nieto. Takes the snap. 3-man pressure. 3-man pressure, and they got to him. That was a nice job with the pass rush there.
Well, and we could see that happening from way up here.
I think I think we may have got a little extracurricular. 99 for the Greyhounds and 42 for the Quakers. We're getting after it there on that pass possession, that pass protection, and saw a flag come out there late. I'm hoping be a nice bailout here if that could be on the Greyhounds, help the Quakers get backed up here.
Yeah, and if you're Carmel's coaches, I'm sure they're just losing their minds right now in terms of these penalties. It was so clean early on, and then after that, it seems like the flags have been out almost on every play, and most of them against Carmel.
Well, I think we could pretty much write the halftime talk right now as we're sitting here. We've seen those things before, and we know how this is going to go. So here we go. Not enough for the Quakers to pick up a first down, but it'll be 3rd down and probably about 8 there, it looks like. Ball's in the middle of the field. Quakers go with a spread set. Looks like they check in with looks like they're a guy light. Looks like there's only 10 guys on the field for the Quakers right now.
Yeah, we have some personnel. Yeah, we sure do. This may be a time to get us a timeout. I don't know if they realize that or
I hope they do. Quakers look like they're one guy light in the backfield. They're short a guy. Moyers realized it. He's trying to get their attention.
Plenty of time on the play clock here. They did we had a personnel change there. We brought a lot of guys in and had a lot of guys come out. And when you're in your first game, that's the kind of stuff that's going to show up.
Quick handoff there to Starnes. That was a loss there on the play. Looks like it's going to make it 4th down. It looked like the downs marker. Everybody's in game one status here. I don't know. There's a little bit of confusion here. I don't know if this might be a time that it looks like the Quakers may try their quick punt. It would make sense here. Both Moyers and Vanderbush in the backfield.
Carmel just now realizing that didn't have anybody back to return the ball. Eventually got Solomon Williams recognized it, and number 2 started to backpedal back there, but may have gotten Carmel bailed out again by an unfortunate jump at the line. And here you got something where you put them in a little spot, you get them in a nice little, get in a nice little pickle, and then do something like that, and it's got to drive you crazy.
Well, it did allow the Greyhounds to get 2 return guys in. Parker came in off the bench, 22, and he's on the near hash mark. He's the guy that they want to have the ball. There's no question. Moyers with a short kick off the side of his foot. Not going to change a whole lot of field position on that one, and that's the risk you take.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, just watching them from back here, and I don't mean to be critical of anybody, but his body was turned that way and his head was pointing that way. It kind of looked like he was kind of almost set up to do that, trying to just get that ball out of there real quick, and ended up shanking it off the right side of his foot.
Well, I think we both know that punting is just a different skill set. When you ask a position player who's running around, throwing, tackling, all those kind of things, and then kind of transition in his brain to punt, I've seen that many times with, when you ask your tailback or other position players to do that, can be a challenge.
Yep.
All right, Greyhounds take over. Ball's on the 25 here, left hash mark. 2 receivers go to the right. Osborne flanked by 2 running backs in the backfield again. Jones has checked in 23. He's the one who's going to get the carry here, trying to pick his way through. That's a nice job there, fill in the gap. That's going to be 43 for the Quakers. That's Mason Sheets, Jr., comes in and really does a nice job running his feet on contact and pushing the
great pop. Well, looked like he read right to it, and like you said, he drove his feet right through. He avoided his block and made a nice stick.
All right, so here we go. Greyhounds now 2nd and 9. Ball's on the 24. 2 running backs in the backfield. 2 receivers to Osborne's right. Off he goes there to 23 again. Got some good exterior run there. Was Jones and outflanked the defense. Did a nice job there, and the Quakers just have to try to run him down.
Yeah, and then, when you're getting a guy that's fast like that to the edge, it's just a foot race at that point. And, fortunately for Plainfield, they had 44 Mason Scott. He was able, but only after about a 7 or 8 yard gain there. 23 looked real good with the ball in his hand, and he was trying to get that edge and darn near got it.
He's a long strider. He's a loper. He covered a lot of ground with each of his steps there, and
Jordan Jones
got outside there. All right, looks like different formation here. Looks like they got a tight end in there this time. Unbalanced formation. They go in motion. They got 4 guys to the left here. That was a little more unusual there. We haven't seen anything like that from the Greyhounds. They're trying to, 3rd and short, trying to get the Quakers to give up an extra gap.
Well, and they also might, start doing a little bit more of that to see what kind of adjustments Plainfield's going to make, and they didn't they didn't move anything when they got that motion back across there. So maybe that's something that Carmel's looking at every time they do something a little different, just to see how the Quakers adjust or don't adjust.
Well, for those of you at home, we're always looking as we look at a formation to see how many wide receivers and tight ends are on each side. That's when we talk 3-by-1, 2-by-2. That's what we're talking about.
That's the teacher coming out in you, Coach.
And that last one we were 3 guys over here, and another one came in motion. So they had all 4 on one side. So here we go. We got two to the left, 1 to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. Quick pass. Oh, there's 22 Parker. Nice little look in there and a really nice pass there by Osborne.
That was a great executed play. I mean, he sold the fake. They've been in the shotgun every play, and he just sold the fake there. And I think we Plainfield bit across the board, and it was a nice pitch and catch at that point. Pretty easy.
All right, so the Greyhounds score there. That's puts them up 13 with 6:05 to go in the second quarter. Here comes the PAT, the extra point. Osborne is the holder still. He's the quarterback.
He's got good hands and a good head. You can tell he's counting up his guys. He's making sure everybody's there where they need to be in this first game, where you do see a lot of mistakes like that. And maybe Plainfield catches a break and gets a special teams turnover at some point.
I think it's not surprising when you see a quarterback have good hands. They play a lot of catch. They just part of their drill work on a day-to-day basis. They're playing catch back and forth, and they probably catch as many passes in an off season as anybody on your roster. And to see Osborne do that, and to see Vanderbush, who was a quarterback last year, transition to wide receiver for the Quakers this year, probably the same regard.
Yeah, absolutely. And neither one of those guys wants to be Tony Romo in that situation from a few years back.
Hey, as a former holder, there is nothing scarier.
That was a nightmare.
Oh, my gosh. Every time you get down on one knee and you just hope that ball comes back true so you can get it down there. And kickers are notorious for them wanting it just a certain way with the laces out and everything else. And nobody
sure.
holders don't get a lot of respect. So
no,
that's why I'm going to make sure we give them their proper respect all season long. Every
right.
time a holder does scoops one out of the dirt or catches one off, it has to come up off the knee. We're going to make sure everybody knows about it.
Yeah, only when things go bad do you even know who does the holder get much recognition here. So, I got to feel if you're Carmel at this point in the game, if you're the Carmel coaching staff, you're doing a decent job, but you're not a lot of mistakes on their end if you're thinking about being, from their perspective. If you're Plainfield, even though you're down 14-0, I don't think you're dejected by any stretch. I mean, you know you can hit with these guys. You're probably a little disappointed in some of the mistakes you made, but I don't feel like these guys feel like that they can't play with Carmel.
And we don't want to, no possession is more important than any other possession here. But with 6 minutes to go, Quakers definitely are looking to get on the board here, knowing that Carmel's going to get the ball to start the second half. We definitely want to see a nice possession here. So that was Vanderbush picked up the kind of the squibbing kick there.
Yeah, squib kick, hard to handle and weird bouncer, and it's kind of stuff you don't really practice for much of that either. And it worked pretty well for Carmel. I mean, he had to kind of backpedal and spin around, get the ball, and he didn't get much out of it. And so he didn't get a chance to run our return against the Carmel kickoff. So we'll see what how the coaches handle this next set here. Again, we're kind of backed up, ball on about the 12, 13-yard line, and we'll see what kind of tricks they pull out of the bag, if any, or if they're just going to try to just go ahead with the normal stuff.
Quakers are in 20 personnel here, 2 backs, 3 wide receivers. Give the Nieto, go straight ahead with Woodard leading. Fall on the left side of the line there. Picks up 2 yards, it looks like. Going to be 2nd and 8. Quakers trying to control line of scrimmage, trying to get some things going here. Trying to, as an offensive coordinator, you're looking, hey, let's get a first down. Let's move the ball. Let's get the first down, and then you can go from there. Again, you don't need to get all 85 of these yards in one play. You want to get them a little bit at a time. So here we go, 2 by 1. Again, 2 backs in the backfield with Moyers. He takes a snap, quick pass, gets it out there to Beebe. There's 6.
That's a real nice play there. Again, it was a mirror of the play that Carmel just scored on. I mean, it was a nice play fake. Carmel bit and left open Beebe, and Beebe made a nice catch and puts his head down and gets a couple hard-earned yards out there, and we're moving the chains if you're playing field.
Number 2, Solomon Williams, limps off the field for the Greyhounds. They check in a backup safety, something to take note of here. 1st and 10. I know that the Quakers offensive staff noticed that. I'm sure they're going to think about their next play calls with that in mind. Here we go.
It's a matter of if they can get enough time to get at that.
There we go, back at him. That was headed towards the sub that checked in. There we go, nice catch by Hessong. Picks up almost the whole 10 yards there. Greyhounds did a nice job rallying to the football, though.
Well, and I think that was a nice play. It might have been the quarterback's second option there. He didn't like what he saw first, and that might have been his check down route, and that was nice. They executed it real well. A nice hit there by Carmel, and looks like we're close to another first down out there.
47, Alex Canillo was the safety who checked in. He had rolled down into that coverage and really made Moyers go to his second option. 2 by 2 here for Moyers. He's in the shotgun. Sets. As a former quarterback, it is hard when you get that pressure coming around you. Keep your eyes down the field. Moyers is trying to hang in there best he can. He does a really nice job of, when there is pressure, advancing the ball and getting as close to the line of scrimmage. He's not taking those big negative plays, even when the play doesn't go his way and he gets pressure.
Well, and if you notice too, he hasn't thrown the ball, just chucked it, to get rid of it, and just thrown it out there for anybody to get. And I'm sure the coaches have talked to him about that a lot this week. In the limited time they have, we can't do that. We can't give them interceptions, cheap ones, and easy things like that.
All right, here we go. Quick pass. Oh. Ball was a little bit behind Beebe. Maybe got tipped. Something just didn't come off just quite right
maybe
there.
Maybe slipped again out of his hands. I tell you, Coach, they had what they wanted. That was pretty much a sure first down. It was a quick hitter, just exactly what you want to do against Carmel here, and we just didn't execute it.
That's a classic example, offensive, getting a little rhythm, and you just got to keep that going and just trying to plug along there and get yourself in a 3rd and 5. That's a good place where you can try to convert. All right, Nichols comes in to punt this time for the Quakers. Snap, 1 hops back to him. He gets it, fields it. That's a nice job getting it off. That's always tough there. 22 Parker with the return. Advances the ball out to the 45. Ball's going to be on the right hash. That was a nice job by Nichols, kept taking the ball up off the turf. That's not an easy skill, again, to the one hopper and then to get a punt off and to change field position like that was a really nice job.
Yeah, the Plainfield Gunners got down there in time. They were there. Carmel had some nice blocks against them, and that allowed the returner to get probably about 15 yards.
All right, a little something different here now. The Greyhounds quarterback, Osborne, is on the sideline. We got 22, Colton Parker, the receiver who caught the touchdown pass on the last possession, now checks in at quarterback.
Yeah, this kid's dangerous.
He is listed as the backup quarterback, so we're not surprised to see him here. Maybe a little wildcat. Here he goes. He runs the ball straight up the field, does a little bit in the hole to get free. and works his way out all the way to the Quaker 40-yard line. Man, I don't like when he has the ball.
Nah, he looks good in space. You know, I said it earlier, but he also has a nice stiff arm there on a kid and gets another 3 yards out of that. You know, again, not to sound like a broken record here, but we had Plainfield had a guy ready. You know, he's where he needed to be. Trying to arm tackle really good athletes is just not going to work, and you can see he picked up another 10 or 12 after that first contact.
Well, Parker goes over to the sideline. Number 11 checks in for the Greyhounds. That's Max Walters. He's down here to the left. 2 receivers to the right, 2 backs in the backfield with Osborne. He's in the shotgun. There's the handoff. He gives it to 20. That's Ethan Hall around the right side. It does appear that he's trying to some kind of read play maybe. He's got his eyes on the defense as he decides whether to give or to pull the ball. A lot of teams are utilizing a lot of option schemes that you know have been popular from all the way back into the 60s and 70s and in the 80s, and they continue even those principles today. I think that a little bit of that action on that play.
Well, and Plainfield hadn't seen that yet. We haven't seen that play. You know, and the first time you see something like that is, you know, Zach Osborne. I don't know what kind of run threat he is, you know, but you see him, you know, running the ball to the outside there, and, you know, he brought a lot of people in and did the right thing, pitched it out there, and Ethan Hall was out almost off to the races there.
Well, with Parker as their backup quarterback, I wonder how much quarterback depth they have, and maybe that'll limit, you know, Osborne may be a good runner, but they may limit that just out of necessity. They've got a long season of MIC football ahead of them. They probably want to be careful with his carries. They've got some big opponents in their future. So here we go. Again, the Greyhounds go 2 receivers here to the left, 1 into the boundary. I think that's Parker this time. There's the handoff to 23. He gets some space. He gets out in the open. He's working to the left. Oh! Hessong is able to knock his feet out from under, and that's 23, Jordan Jones again. He's the junior. He's a long strider. I always like, you know, reminds me of Eric Dickerson or one of those kind of runners who really pick them up and cover some distance when they want to. They don't always look like they're moving real fast, but he was covering some ground.
Yeah, the Carmel Bigs got a hat on the hat up front and did a nice job sealing off the Plainfield right side of the line there. And we had a linebacker from Plainfield that unfortunately missed the tackle there. He was, you know, but again, in space, you know, you get a guy like that runs like that, you got to do it right. And he got out there and ran the ball, did a really good job.
Osborne runs the ball again, and he goes in the end zone. This time doesn't put it on the ground like he did early in the game. He was the one who brings it across the finish line, and that's the 3rd score of the night for the Carmels. 2 on the ground, 1 through the air. I do think that the guys up front for Carmel are doing a really nice job. That's 70, Buckland Robbins. 75, Justin Pickett. We mentioned him earlier. He's the guy headed off to the ACC and to Duke next year. 64, Makai Simmons is the center. 72, Jake Fitzgerald is the other guard. And 71, Jack Stark is the other tackle. They're doing a good job controlling the line of scrimmage. That makes it hard on the Quakers.
Well, and right off the bat, you knew this is going to be a game of depth. And as you see, you know, as this game, if you're here watching it in person or even, you know, through the video, you can see that as every quarter goes on, the depth becomes a bigger factor for, you know, Plainfield and the fact that Carmel has got some guys, and they got some guys 2 and 3 deep. And that's beginning to show itself here as we get to halftime.
You know, Plainfield plays in the Mid-State Conference, a really, really good conference here in Central Indiana. But it's not the MIC. You know, it's not a bunch of 6A schools. I mean, Plainfield is an enrollment of about 1,750 students. Carmel goes 5,286 students.
And you'll be happy about this, Coach. I did the 3rd grade math on that, and it's almost exactly times 3. You know, so so it would make sense that, you know, they have 3 times the depth, 3 times the guys, and all that kind of stuff. You know, and that's why the first and second quarter is so important for the Quakers. If they can do something. That last drive, I didn't want to jinx anything or say anything, but if they could have negated that in some way and gave themselves a chance to get on the board, it's a totally different situation going into halftime.
Well, here we go. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. The Quakers are going to get a chance to try to drive the field here. Hopefully, they get good field position. This is one as an offense coordinator going, God, let's catch this kick and let's get it out here, get out past the 30. Let's do something with it. That's a deep kick. Vanderbush is going all the way back in the end zone. Kind of makes you wonder why they've squibbed it a couple times. If he can put it in the end zone, that's easy. That's easy to cover those kicks.
That was a beautiful kick. The ball sailed. It was so high, and he gave his return or his kickoff team a chance to cover it had they brought it out. And but it is nicely back in the end zone, and the Quakers don't get a chance to do anything with it.
Well, I am hoping here that the Quakers come out and answer the bell a little bit on this possession. They've done a good job. They just need to string a few more plays together. Try to eliminate the negative plays. Try to work their way down the field, and let's try to get one free. Let's try to get a big play and explosive. So here we go.
You got to have a 3-second memory. You got to forget about what just happened, and got to be that all those cliches, 0-0, all that kind of stuff, and let's just make a play, one play.
There goes Nieto. He goes over the left side, picks up 5 yards. Coach Utterback and I both had an opportunity to spend some time with Hall of Fame coach Dick Dullahan. Coach Utterback got to play for him at Ben Davis, and that was my first coaching job at Ben Davis. And Coach D used to always say, don't play the last play, play the next play. And I think that's what the Quakers need to do on this drive. And off we go here, 2-by-1 with 2 backs in the backfield. One of the things to notice there is as the Quakers did that, number 2, the safety for Carmel, rolled down over Hessong, allowing 33, the outside linebacker, to tighten up and really get in the box. And not surprising with the Quakers running with 2 backs that they're doing that.
Yeah, I'm beginning to see some different players in from Carmel that they may be bringing some guys in to get a look at some of their other players on defense and to see what else some other guys can do.
Well, we've said this a couple times. MIC's a tough conference. They're going to have to play. You're not going to go through a season in the MIC and not have to play some of your 2s. So you got to give them reps. You got to get them ready. I think that's really important. Something we both learned from my dad. You coaching with him, me playing for him. We learned that you got to get those 2s ready. You got to rotate them in because you're going to need them.
Yeah, it looks like 67 William Kepler from Carmel is new into the game, and we'll see what he can do up front.
Here we go, 3-by-1. Telling you what, 74 for the Quakers. That's Dylan Ponder. He is a pulling machine. He is the trap man. He's pulling, got a nice trap there on the defensive end, and I really think that's what they're trying to do with the running game.
Well, if you're a big Husky guy, you love to be the trap guy.
Oh,
you set people up and ear hole them, and that's fun. It's a fun. The big guys don't get to have a lot of fun, and that's one of the fun positions to be.
Dylan's doing a nice job with that. The Quakers are using angles. That's what you should do. They're blocking down and kicking out, trying to create those angles. So Quakers are letting the clock run. Carmel didn't use a timeout. We're going to run this probably down here. Just a couple extra seconds on the game clock than the play clock. It's 4th down, and still going to have to snap it, but they're going to probably take a timeout, get the punt team out here, and go from there. Hopefully, you want to get the good snap and kick. We had the snap the last time was a one-hopper there to Nichols. Now, the other thing here was 3 seconds left. You could run an offensive play, right?
I was just thinking the same thing, Coach. If you want to avoid complete disaster, which I think all coaches do, if your punt game's a little shaky or if your snapper's a little shaky, it's still hot. You got wet hands. You got, a lot of things can go wrong. And so, you only got 3 seconds here to burn. So maybe there's you just run just a simple play and put your head down and then just go to the locker room and lick your wounds a little bit and come out second half.
Clock management seems really easy when you're sitting at home on your couch. But, I'm sure Coach Woodard's, that's part of being a 15-year head coach. He's been in these situations before. He knows what he needs his team to do to get through these 3 seconds. And, he's weighing the possibilities. You take the risk of trying to get a play, trying to snap and punt, or do you try to snap it to your quarterback, let him eat up those 3 seconds and get you to the half? There's just some options here. And part of it this early in the season, what have you practiced? What are your guys, what are they used to doing?
Absolutely.
What are you able to do? Because you don't want the ball to be blown dead with 1 second left.
Well,
and give Carmel
you're right. You don't want to do anything you've never done before. That's almost always bad.
I think one of the advantages here is you got Moyers. He's a coach's kid. He's been around the game. This is not his first football game. Neither is it for many of these Quakers. But he's been here. He knows what he's going to do. Nice little punt. Ball hits the ground. 22. There's Parker. Here we go. He's heading to the right.
Oh,
that was a nice job by the –
that looks like we had an illegal block on a defenseless player there.
I hope so. That
got ear hold there. I think either way the half is over. But, you sure don't like to see that ball get punted to to the fastest guy on their team, Colton Parker. You know,
No.
you just don't want that ball in his hands at any time. It's always scary.
All right, so here we go. So that means we're at 21-0 as we go to the halftime. The Greyhounds will have the ball to start the third quarter. We're going to give you a couple commercials, and we'll come back and kind of share our thoughts of where we are here after one half, okay? So thank you for being with us. We're going to go to commercial, and we'll see you in just a minute.
Never miss a big game by downloading the IHSAA TV app for free on any device. For your iPhone or Apple TV, check the App Store. On your Android or Android TV device, load up the Google Play Store. Have a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick? We have the app for you. Check us out on Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube Live by searching for IHSAA TV. Or as always, click to IHSAATV.org for quick and easy access to your favorite IHSAA live and archived events.
I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAFoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
A licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Nice job, ladies.
That water, you're gonna want to look for weeds, sunken structures, down trees, stuff like that. And let that breeze tell you where you want to go. Windy days like this, those bait fish will come swimming closer to shore. They'll bring the big boys with them, those bass and those pike. Now, they like cooler temperatures, so you ain't likely to have much luck.
You're good at giving fishing advice. We're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. And stop knocking on wood.
Days have always been with live bait.
Welcome back. A little halftime break there. We got a chance to catch our breath. I don't know if we're used to this kind of our conditioning level may be at a little questionable. We're not in mid-season form yet either, but we're getting the hang of this. First half, obviously, Carmel controlled the field position and really got 3 scores there for us. I'll give you a little rundown of where we are. Looks like Carmel had 150 yards of total offense, 101 on the ground, 49 through the air. Your Quakers had 97 yards of total offense, 27 on the ground, 70 through the air. That allowed the Carmel to score once in the first quarter and twice in the second quarter for a total of 21 points. Nieto was the leading rusher for the Quakers, 11 carries for 28 yards. Hessong had 2 catches for 13. Vanderbush 3 for 27. Beebe 1 for 15. Nieto 2 for 8.
Well, and Coach, I think if you're just looking at the pure, rushing stats and passing stats, I mean, it's not too disappointing if you're playing field. I mean, they're right there, 70 passing yards. It was, like we said, it was a battle of field position, and Plainfield just could not get out, of the short porch situation that Carmel seemed to always be in, and they took advantage of it. But again, it's a beautiful night for football out here, and some of the guys are kind of working into playing shape right now a little bit, and everything's different when you play on that first game. You breathe a little different, you run a little different, and so in terms of what Plainfield is going to be challenged with in the second half, like we said before, it's a depth thing, it's a conditioning thing, and it's a nutrition thing.
Well, I think right now what the Quakers have got to do is they got to get a stop here on this first possession, get the ball back, and start chipping away. Look for big plays, look for some turnovers, try to change the momentum. But they're doing a nice job. They're getting yards a few at a time, but they just haven't had a chance to pop anything out yet. And they'll find it. It's just going to be a matter of time. They're kind of finding their way. Quick rundown of Carmel's stats for the first half. Leading rusher was 23 Jones. He had 3 carries for 31 yards. White also had 4 for 27. Leading receiver was Parker. No surprise there. 5 catches, 44 yards. Osborne was 6 for 10 passing, all 49 yards going to him. Nice balanced attack, I think, from both sides. I think that's the thing that we saw in that half was, both teams were balanced. They're going to run the ball, they're going to throw the ball, and keeping that balance, and it keeps the defense off of kilter a little bit, and that helps them. And they're just going to keep finding their way. And I'm impressed with the Quaker team so far. I think they're going to compete in the Mid-State, and they need to get some things going right here in the second half.
Well, and they have Tri-West next week, which will be a great game for the Quakers. And I know they don't want to look they don't want to look ahead of where they are right now. You got a chance to go at it with the defending state champs, and a lot of guys on this team right now are saying, man, I can play with these guys, I can hit with these guys, I can run with these guys, and we just need a little opportunity. We need a little break, and, you can take a lot of good things from this game. I know a lot of people were kind of worried about, scheduling this game on a Tuesday and, what was going to happen with Carmel. But, I told a lot of people, if you've got some guys that are players, what better way to show, that you are a real guy, going against the best. What can you do against the best, And this is one of those teams in Carmel that is one of the best, So I think some guys – we get some good things to happen here in the second half. Some guys are going to come out of this game holding their heads up pretty high, kind of win, lose, or draw from Plainfield.
Well, I know the Plainfield staff put, there was a chance, going into the weekend they thought that Greenfield Central wouldn't be able to play football. And while they thought it might be Carmel, so they did spend some time on Sunday. They got after some film and got prepped. They're a hard-working staff. Having worked with lots of these guys and coached with them, I know how hard they work and take their job seriously, and it shows. They're well-prepared even on a short practice week. Be interesting to see how both teams come out of the half. What kind of adjustments do they make? Like you alluded to, Coach Utterback, we have the Quakers will travel to Tri-West next week. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff.
That's a close game from what I hear over in Speed. Is it at Speedway tonight?
I don't know. But
7-6 at halftime.
Tri-West is leading Speedway 7-6. Looks like the Brownsburg Bulldogs, who look pretty strong this year, are currently up on Ben Davis 28-0. Your alma mater.
Oh wow.
We'll cheer for Brownsburg tonight though, because that's where my younger brother Dan is a coach there and teacher, and he's doing a nice job. Really proud of him. But they're leading the Giants 28-0. The Orioles, another neighbor, is currently losing to Lawrence North.
Oh, wow.
LN is up 35-19. I know they got a big recruit at quarterback. I know the Hoosiers and Coach Allen would love for him to head to Bloomington, but they're
that's a little bit of a surprise, don't you think, Coach?
Yeah,
35 on Avon.
Yeah, Avon is they got some good players, too. It'll be interesting to see how their season goes. So getting ready to get started here in the second half. Couple notes. This is not the first time that the Quakers have taken on a MIC opponent. Last time would have been in 2008 when those Lawrence North Wildcats traveled over here from the east side and beat the Quakers 21-14, a really close game.
Yeah, I
those
remember that.
Those of us who are here remember the power going out, and that kind of swung the momentum of the game.
Yes.
The Quakers do have a victory against the MIC the year before in 2007. We went to Lawrence North and won 24-21, and that was a lightning game that we ended up having to play on 2 different days. It was one of those Friday-Saturday doubleheaders, but the Quakers were able to prevail there 24-21. A couple guys on this staff played in that game for Plainfield, both Coach Muco and Coach Stewart. So
got a lot of great Plainfield guys that have played here, and that's a testament to a good program. They want to coach and come back and coach for us. Carmel's getting the ball here, and if you're Plainfield, I can't stress enough how important it is to – that's a great kick to get these guys off the field.
Hit it in the corner there. Parker catches it really deep, almost in the end zone, and brings it out just to the 20-yard line. Quakers did a nice job. That was a good scheme from Coach Sloan. Kicking from the hash, putting it down into the corner, really allows the defense to leverage the ball there. Quakers did a nice job executing that play on special teams.
And was that Harris Nichols kicking that ball?
Yes, sir. Senior 98, Harris Nichols had a nice job. Put a good foot on that ball.
Sure
there.
did. That was nice. And so you got them inside just inside the 20-yard line here. Now let's see with how much the Quakers gamble a little bit, if at any, to get Carmel off the field.
Definitely want to get them off a schedule. As a offensive play caller, you want to get get a really nice positive play here on first down. We'll see what they do. 2-by-2. Here comes the motion. That's number 5. He motions from left to right. Quick pass out here. They're going to try to give him the ball in space. Try to get off a block. Nice job by Parker, and good perimeter blocking by several Greyhounds. Helps to get number 5 free there.
Hunter Herback made a nice open field tackle. Unfortunately, it was 20 yards downfield.
Well,
they got what they wanted. They got him in space. They executed their play well, and that's their advantage: speed in the open field, and it didn't work that time for sure.
Barron Smith is one of the few guys listed on both the offensive and defensive depth charts, so they obviously think he's a good athlete. Starting at receiver here for him tonight, and in checks 23. There's Jones again. He did a nice job in the first half. In the backfield here with Zach White, number 40. 22 Parker moves his split in a little bit inside the numbers.
Zach Osborne is changing up the count on us a little bit.
Oh, there he goes. There he was. He was reading it just like we thought. Pulled the ball, gets into space. Quakers got to get an angle here. Got to get on their horse. And they ride him out of bounds.
Close to a late hit there on Plainfield. That's something you don't want to see. He kind of ran him out of bounds, and unfortunately he didn't stick his arm out. He kind of chest bumped him pretty hard, but and the referees could have called something there. Didn't do it, thankfully. And, they're not in the end zone yet, but obviously, we got some guys with their hands on their hips here, and it's one of those hinge moments of the game right here. What can we do with them on the short porch here, 20-yard line?
Well, this is a chance. Don't have a lot of film. Coach Woodard and the guys of their players. They're watching and evaluating them. Some guys who are getting opportunities maybe to play for the first time on Friday nights, extended periods of time, and this will help them evaluate that. That was an unbalanced set again, trying to create angles, trying to displace Quakers. So both of the receivers at the top of the field there were on the ball, which allowed 22 to come in motion, and really that displaced some outside defenders, some leverage players for the Quakers to create that space.
Well, and Jack Beebe there made a great stop. It was just a one-on-one. He's going against a load there. Zach White, number 40 from Carmel, who's about 210 pounds, and Beebe stuck his head right in there and kept the gain to minimal amounts.
Well, the Quakers are having to really have a solid 7-man box, and now because they're doing that, here comes the Greyhounds trying to get the ball out on the perimeter again. This time it goes to number 10, He gets the ball out there and advances it down the field.
Daniel Mullins, I believe.
Daniel Mullins.
Closed in pretty well after the catch out there in open space, and I got about 3 hats to the ball, got him down after a couple yards, but they got 3rd and short, call anything they want to here on the about 11-yard line.
As an offensive play caller, that's a constraint play. They're calling that play to make you cover guys down, to make you defend the entire field, and they did a nice job. Quakers did a good job answering, but that was a nice play by the Greyhounds. So here we go. Osborne takes a snap, looks quick, throws the ball. Oh, ball gets behind Parker there, gets a hand back on it, just hangs up in the air. Anderson not able to get to it, but man, it would have been nice that we got that. So
that's an opportunity right there. We talk about catching a break, and there was a break. He sticks his hands up, the ball goes up in the air, and it was just a little bit out of our playing field's reach. That would have been a nice ball to come down with, and you change the momentum of the game.
Yeah, so checking in a new receiver there, number 3, Jaden King comes in. He splits out here, replacing his teammate. They're going to be 2 by 1. They got a wing there in Jones, 23. So it's really a trips formation here. Osborne Parker's in the gun. Got me there.
Looks like Zach White running the ball there, number 40. Runs the ball real hard, gets upended, but he picks up the first down.
That's a good job there by Hessong. That's a lot of how tackling is going these days, is understanding the leverage and taking guys' legs out like that in open field. Especially, it's just a physics problem. Force equals mass times acceleration, and the Greyhound running back had mass and acceleration. So Hessong's
probably got about 40 pounds on our guy Hessong
yeah, I would
out there.
say, and that would be if Hessong was holding a dumbbell. So here we go. Greyhounds have the ball. It's going to be 1st and goal, ball on the 6-yard line here on the right hash mark. Here's that unbalanced formation. Parker comes in motion.
Looks like we're going to chase the motion this time. Hessong chasing.
Well, I'm sure. Rally to the ball, get a lot of hats on it. That's a nice job by the Quakers.
We got about 4 hats on the ball that time, and that was nice. Good to see.
Well, that's what it's going to take to get White down, that's for sure. You got to get those hats there.
Yeah.
But the Quakers did a nice job adjusting. Coach Stewart, defense coordinator, probably hadn't seen a lot of snaps of them maybe doing this unbalanced with the motion. He's got it adjusted. They talked about how they're going to defend it, probably even at halftime, because we saw it a couple times in the first half, and that was a nice job executing and keeping your box true, keeping those 7 defenders playing the run and not being worried about the motion.
And what a victory it would be to keep Carmel out of the end zone here. It would be something the guys would be very proud of.
There goes Osborne. A little fake, like he's going to flip it out there to White and splits him there.
Yeah, that was a nice play.
Again, I don't know if he's reading that or not, but he did a nice job of seeing the crease and kind of diving up in there and getting the touchdown. That's his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night. Could have had 3.
Yeah.
He's done a nice job. We questioned whether he was going to be a runner or not tonight. He's kind of answered the call there. That's part of their mentality. They're going to be a grinded-out team. That's how they're going to have success in the MIC, and I think that's what they're trying to do right here.
Well, now he's starting to see some patterns. He's starting to see some things that he can read, and he looks really good running the ball. I mean, he looks like a good D1 type athlete, and looks like he's a really versatile guy that can do a lot.
He's just a junior. He's 6 foot, 6'1", 205 pounds. Pardon me. He's doing a nice job running the ball. I do think he looks like a big time player, but he doesn't have a lot of snaps under his belt. Didn't get a ton of plays.
You can see him getting more comfortable, though, don't you? As the game goes on, he gets the ball in his hands, and he's seeing things, and he's running the ball. He looks, good athlete.
And as he runs the ball, it's going to help him as a passer too. It's going to help create better matchups. He was just under a 50% passer last year. He's showing a lot more than that right now and doing a nice job spreading the field.
Well, and he doesn't have to do a lot right now. He doesn't have to, he's not having to take a lot of chances out there. It's coming nice and slow to him, and they're doing a good job managing the ball. A lot of poise out there.
We had a little break there at halftime, and, with the crowd being smaller, one of the things that I miss is seeing all the Red Pride faithfuls and some of the former players lining the fence and getting a chance to see them, and hope they're all doing well, and we miss them here tonight.
Yeah.
And, one longtime Quaker that everybody misses tonight is Coach Davis. Coaching legend Kermit Davis passed away this past January.
Yep.
Coach Davis was 94 years old, and
legend.
Those of us who knew him and had a chance to he coached me when I was a sophomore. He was volunteering at that time, but would come out and helped us run the offense. And but Coach was a Marine. fought at Bougainville, Guam, and Iwo Jima, was a Bronze Star and Purple Heart winner. Brought that same kind of that spirit of core to the Quakers, to Plainfield when he came here from Ohio in 1970.
And he did some innovative things. That's what, when you talk to people about him, he was an innovator, man, I think. They talked about, what was it, it wasn't football, no, what was the offensive innovations that he did?
He was a run-and-shoot guy, brought that here.
And that was way back in the day, too.
Famous, his defense wore red berets, and they went by the Red Pride mantra that still rings true in our hallways today. But Coach Davis is going to be – he is missed. He's missed out here on practice fields.
Yeah.
Even just a few years ago, we would see him out here on a Tuesday, just checking in and showing up with his son and seeing us. And
I didn't know who he was when I first started here, and but his presence was always kind of coming around and giving a little bits of wisdom here and there. And as time went by, all of us young guys kind of learned who he was, and it was like, wow, this guy really is a legend, and we do miss him.
Coach Davis had a 110-61 record. He had 4 Mid-State Conference championships and amazingly, only 1 losing season in 17 years.
That's amazing right there.
That's a great job. Just speaks to not only, I think the guys who play for him, the guys I've talked to over the years, all credit him for, helping them develop as a man, and I think that's what every coach wants to do. Wins and losses are great, but, the lessons you teach players is what's important, and Coach Davis definitely did that.
Sure did. Well, looks like we've had a couple opportunities here in Plainfield, and they're right there, Jack Beebe just barely missed it. It was a little bit of a low throw there, and that would have been a nice pickup. Again, I think we're trying to, extend the game, or shorten the game, rather, sorry. And it looks like we just, like to have a little success, a couple first downs and see what happens.
All right, so the Quakers go 3-by-1. Nieto in the backfield trying to get out. Got a little middle screen set up here, looking for one. Just a little bit too hot for Smith to handle, and falls incomplete there on 3rd and 7. That's a great strategy, a great idea there. That Carmel's defense is bringing so much pressure. Makes sense to try to slow them down with a screen. Screens and draws always more productive early in the season. Teams are, they're chomping at the bit. They see 3rd and 7. They're thinking, I'm going to go get a sack, and great time to draw up the screen there.
Yeah, and that's a timing play again, and it looked like it was all there. Just maybe he heard some footsteps or something like that. Maybe took his eye off the ball real quick. He was, trying to catch a ball in traffic a little bit.
That's a good snap back to Nichols. A low kick. Gets a nice Quaker roll, though, and it's going to continue to roll here all the way down inside the 30 to the 27, it looks like. Going to be on the left hash here when Carmel takes over. Carmel next week will host Indianapolis Cathedral. Next week, that's a 7 o'clock kick. The Greyhounds will open their conference schedule at Center Grove on the 4th of September. The Quakers open their conference schedule also on September 4th, but when we host the Mooresville Pioneers, and that's when Coach Utterback and I will be back on your airways for those of you who can't make it to the game, and we're really enjoying this. We hope you are enjoying as much as we are. I'm having a good time watching a ball game with one of my friends. There's nothing better than that.
Well, and when we talk about those things, it always makes me think just how special every night is, because it's all, like I said before, we talk about the schedules, and that's assuming we get to play them, and these guys, I hope for them and their families, they get a chance to play out their whole schedule, and that's just, it's such a, you don't know what you got until it's gone, and so the fact that we're here tonight, and hopefully we're, around next week and all that kind of stuff, but I'll tell you, coaches especially, just have this mentality right now that, hey, you take what you can get, and you're going to have to be creative, because anything could happen on a given week, and you might be playing Brown County or something. You don't know, and you got to be flexible right now.
And I think, John, it just speaks to what Mr. Rodkey, the athletic director, and his staff did this week to get things together for senior night. To do a senior night week 1, you got all the things that go into being a opening week game. You're worried about social distancing in the bleachers. You're worried about all those things, and for his staff to help him put together a wonderful senior night to honor all of our senior dance team members, our senior cheerleaders, our senior football players was really impressive. And I know that they all appreciate that opportunity, and I think that was a great job and a great decision to do that here at week 1, because I've heard Coach Woodard say before, play every game like it's your last one. You never know,
yeah.
and this is a season you don't know.
Absolutely, and yeah, as if being an athletic director or a coach doesn't have enough things to do. this year it's I know some first-year coaches in different sports, and we've talked, and it's like, I look at them and think, man, you guys sure have a lot on your plate that normally it's a busy job,
All right, so that was a little different play there. We had an empty set from Carmel. They went 5 wide, and Osborne threw a quick pass out there to Parker. Empty sets really cause problems for defenses. They have to decide how they're going to cover everybody down and also keep a good box. It looked like Carmel pulled the guard and wrapped it. Probably a decision play there by Osborne. We've seen him running the ball tonight. If the Quakers would have over-adjusted to play the pass, probably would have been an opportunity for him to run the ball. But they had a window, threw the ball out there in the flat, and Parker did a nice job of catching and advancing the ball.
Well, and you're thinking too, now they got the chance to try some things and do some things and work on some things. They're up by a comfortable margin. They can, they certainly don't want to run up the score, but they certainly do want to try to do some of those plays that they haven't had a chance to run and get some different looks and try some different experimental things. And I think, to be honest, maybe look towards the future and see what things they can do against other teams.
This is, like you said, it's early in the season. You're trying to figure out what kind of team you're going to be. What are the places, who are the guys, the young guys you can count on, with them only returning 5 starters on this offense. That means there's 6 guys out here tonight who probably haven't played significant Friday night minutes, and they're getting an opportunity right now to do that. So here we go. 2 by 1, 2 backs in the backfield there with Osborne. He takes a snap, gives the ball there to Hall, and he advances it for a short gain. Going to be short. Looks like the Quakers hold there on 3rd down. Somebody got rolled up on there for the Quakers.
It looked like we had a man down there, but he's up and he's shaking it off. It's a big 66 there for Plainfield.
66 is Chris Strange.
Okay.
Chris must be more flexible than I am because he was bent backwards there, popped right up and got off the field. A little help from Coach Woodard, but nice job there by the Quakers answering the call. Now 4th and short, as a special teams coordinator, you're telling your guys, hey, don't jump off sides, watch the ball, stay off the punter. We stopped them.
Right.
Looks like, this would be a punt safe, right? We got the defense is staying out there.
For sure. Our guys in the box there, we're telling them to play defense. We're not worried about blocking this. And unless, fortune favors us and the snap gets on the ground or whatnot. But, it's definitely one of those. In a tight game, you would be calling for, watch fake punt here. And they're at midfield. They could really do whatever they wanted.
Looked like the Greyhounds were short of guys, so had to use a timeout. And going to go over to the sidelines, make sure they got everybody. That's a critical part, getting the right guys in and out, something that a coach is working on in Thursday practices, making sure, hey, when we get the punt team, we call for it, they're on the way out. But that's a skill set, that's going to develop through the year, and they did a nice job there.
Well, and this gives Coach Sloan a chance, too, to get his guys in the right spots. And you're always worried about that as special teams coordinator. Trust me, you never get the guys you want. You're going to have to, you got to make sure guys they don't get a lot of reps at these things. It's only a handful of plays a game. And so you want to make sure you got people in the right spots. You don't give them anything easy or something that, that they shouldn't have gotten just because you didn't have the right personnel or people lined up in the right spots. So Coach Sloan's going to take a breath here and get his guys in the right places.
All right, looks like Noah Hessong is deep for the Quakers to return the kick. Tight punt formation for the Greyhounds.
Looks like Eric Moyers, number 7, is going to be the punter for them.
There's a kick. Ball goes down into the right, rugby style. Here he goes again. No trickeration from Hessong this time. He just makes a guy miss and advances the ball out past the 30. Nice little run there. Hessong has some wiggle now. He was he was a really strong player last year, played a lot on Friday nights as a freshman, and is getting his chance now as a sophomore. He's kind of, he's already had his sophomore season, right?
Yeah,
he's already had that, got that under his belt.
Well, he's not scared. You can tell by the way he handles himself. He's not afraid of being on the stage, and he had a couple things go against him early in the game, but you can tell he's right back out there, and that's what you like. That's what you want to see. You want to see a kid that's resilient and ready to get right back out there and stick his nose in there, and that's what he does.
Well, the Quakers got a couple guys playing both ways. Both Hessong and BB are playing a significant number of snaps on defense, and that's going to wear on you, especially early when it's hot.
Although it's a beautiful night out here,
It's gotten nice. It's cooled off.
Oh, man, it's great.
We are in the world's hottest press box, so I think I'm sitting in the hot seat over here. But it's a beautiful night, and
we may have to hold out until we can get air conditioning.
We'll talk to Mr. Rodkey about at least a fan next week.
Right.
Here we go. 2 receivers to the left. Quick hit. Ball gets pulled. Oh, That was a nice job there by the Greyhound safety, number 8. He played downhill and played right in the throwing lane. Lawson Sinnis had it dialed up and was right there in the window. And
now that's the one you're telling Aiden, okay, bud, that's not one we wanted to throw. They were sitting on that pretty hard, and I think he might have had his mind made up. He was throwing that ball before.
And here's a senior quarterback. He's down 28-0. He's trying to make a play, right?
Yeah,
it's second and 10, and he got his big play receiver and tried to get it into him. I don't blame him for that. But you got to be careful with the ball. There we go. Gap splits. Looked like we had a little bit better movement than we've seen from the Quaker line. They got him going where they want. Got a few subs in, I think.
I just noticed that.
But, you got a good – but, again, you want to see how, Carmel's trying to evaluate talent. Where are their 2s, their 3s? Nieto gets up a little bit slow. That means coming in for the Quakers will be 10. Grant Starnes, he's a senior, 5'5", 155. He checks in. He's going to line up back there with Moyers. Also still have the super back in. It's 2-back set for the Quakers. Here we go. Deep pass route.
Pretty good protection
Nice ball. Came out on time to Beebe. That's a great throw and catch. I really – Moyers is a super accurate passer. Has done a nice job. Set the school record last year in a game with a 72% completion percentage in just one game. That's a great job and doing a nice job getting his confidence as he's growing here as a quarterback. And, being a senior, there's a switch that comes on sometimes. That confidence shows. And
Jack Beebe's a great football player. I mean, he's one of the best we've had in a while here, and getting the ball in his hands is a smart move. Just any time you can do it.
Well, and I think the nice thing for our guys is that, we do have several guys who can make plays, trying to get them free, trying to get Hessong, trying to get Vanderbush. Nieto has shown a burst a couple times. We just, makes it hard on defense when you got a lot of guys who can make plays like that. All right, so about just under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Quakers are still in the 2-back set here. Both receivers into the boundary. Going to go back to the well. That's a nice job. That's the same ball.
Yep.
Right on the same spot. Just going to move the chains. That's a great job. Nice job. The defense is like we said.
What was the route there? What was the route?
Just a stop. Just to not the post curl, but just kind of a hook route.
Yeah.
Just pushes it up to 10 yards, throws the brakes on.
Well, you can tell they've done that a few times. That quarterback and receiver combination. That's a nice timing route right there.
And, there is magic into the boundary. If you can get the cornerback to backpedal, it's a nice short throw. It's an easy completion. They're doing a nice job there. There we go again, back into the boundary. Oh, Beebe almost breaks free, and that's why it's such a good play, John.
Yeah.
Is that if you bang it out here, you're throwing it to one of your best players.
Yeah. You're
making them tackle them in space, and it's one-on-one.
And if you keep doing that until they stop it, but one of these, just one of these times, it's like you said that he's just very close to making that play go to the house or close to it.
That's what you want. Here we go, 2-by-2 for the Quakers. 2 high safeties from the Greyhounds. They're getting a little bit nosy, though. They're trying to come down and be more
and that's
more
going to
involved.
happen. Yeah.
Well, that's what happened on the one that almost got picked there to Vanderbush earlier.
Yeah.
Here they come again, though.
Well, you're almost looking at top of the field now this time. Because
there you go. There's the safety down, and they're they're inverting their safeties, John. They're bringing them down into the box. They want them to play the run and to take away those underneath pass plays and.
Maybe Coach Stu setting them up for something over the top, you think?
Yeah, Coach Moyers can definitely get somebody, Hessong up the hash mark.
Coach Moyers.
That's all right. It's game one. We give ourselves a lot of leeway game one. All right, so here we go. Quakers have the ball now. It's 2nd and 12 after that run. Trying to keep the ball moving here. We got 2 to the top, Vanderbush and Hessong. We got
box packed here, Coach.
Oh, my goodness, everybody at the line of scrimmage. If you can just split them here, this is one of those ones you've got to call for this. Coach Moyers, I guarantee when he sees that, he knows what he wants. And Carmel's trying to dictate a little bit. I think they know that too. And, they were showing lots of pressure, and they did a nice job there.
Yeah.
They
came out of it, and they backed out, and they kind of confused us a little bit.
They did a nice job of getting those linebackers up underneath those underneath routes, and that's part of what they're doing coverage-wise is you're asking – that outside linebacker to be a run player, a box filler, and you're also asking him to help underneath the flat, and that's why those passes to Beebe were so good early, and in that time they bailed him right out underneath it. So we got 3rd and 11 here.
Are we in 4-down territory here, Coach?
I think right now what you're trying to do is cut this in half. Put yourself in a position to be 4th and manageable.
Yeah.
That then you can have that conversation. 3-by-1, Three receivers to the top. Here comes Morris. Lots of
Pressure
coming.
there. Yeah.
He gets out. He gets outside.
He's in space.
That's a nice job. Good throw. Catch by BB again.
Well, he had an option to just tuck it and go, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's hard. When you're and he's a good athlete. You don't have to watch him play many games in basketball to know that he moves well, and he did a nice job there extending the play, eluding the defender. And but again, he's looking down the field. He's doing a nice job of keeping his eyes down the field in that situation. A lot of times, a younger quarterback might, put his head down and not see what's going on.
Sure.
He did a good job of seeing what was out in front of him. All
well,
right.
And I don't think we're not going to kick this or try a field goal. I mean, it's just that's a little bit out of the wheelhouse. So we'll see what we can do here on fourth down.
Quakers go 3-by-1. A little more of a bunch set here. Here comes the pressure. There it is, the wheel route up the sideline. There's Starnes. I know my dad is smiling,
I was just going to say, at home right now, he's saying it. Yeah,
he's sitting on the couch. He's probably got us on the iPad. He's got the Ben Davis Brownsburg game up on the big screen. He saw Starnes come up the sideline there.
Oh, the vaunted wheel route gives everybody problems. Just what we
wanted. He wanted it probably curl wheel. I think that was a slant or a post wheel, but he'll take it. All right, so here we go. Quakers get heavy again. They bring in the extra lineman, bring in the extra back. They go two receivers to the right. BB's the lone back. Hessong win the motion. There we go. BB plows ahead, gets down there close to the goal line.
I think he's in, Coach.
I think he got just short.
Oh, boy. But I tell you, they got the ball in the hands of the right guy. For my money, Jack Beebe down there, ball in his hands, plowing forward. He's face mask was about 6 inches off the ground. He's running solo. Hard to bring a guy down like that.
You see this a lot in college, where they, and it's been around since Arkansas and the Wild Hog package that they ran, and the Dolphins ran some of this back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Just snap it to your best guy. Don't make your quarterback hand it to it. Get an extra blocker in there.
Doing it again.
There it is. And here he goes.
He walks
for a touchdown. There we go.
All right.
That was a great answer. It's a nice long drive. Started with the defensive stop, forced the punt. Offense went meticulously down the field. BB had a lot to do with that. Had at least 3 or 4 catches.
Well, and if nothing else, I mean, you just scored on Carmel, and there's no style points or anything like that, or who was in and who's out. You scored on Carmel, on the defending state champions, and everybody out there on that field and on the sidelines is going to remember that.
Well, I'm really, as I watch this, I'm seeing a lot of good football. I'm seeing a lot of things to be proud of from the Quakers. Carmel is a really good team, but I'm seeing some good movement there. Got a lot of pressure off the right side. But kick is no good, 28-6.
I think he missed that left again, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah, a little bit of a pull there.
Got to get a routine going. And a lot of pressure.
Pressure messes everything up.
Well, I think PAT field goal is really about snap, hold, kick, right?
Yeah,
it's got to come off on time and just.
And if you're doing it right, and I'm not being critical, but if you've got really good people doing all those things, it's very hard to block one because it just happens so fast. It's out, and that ball's up high, and we've had, Plainfield has had such great kickers over the years. We've been so blessed, and I'm sure they're going to get it taken care of, but it takes a while, and it takes a while.
John, you're not going to be surprised, but I just got a text message from Dad. He loved the wheel route. There's no question. All right, so, John's talking about some of the great Quakers. We have a lot of Quakers that we're really proud of. A lot of Quakers continuing their career in college. Not every college is playing fall football. Hopefully some will get to play in the spring. I know we've got some Quakers scattered across the country playing. We got 14 on a roster this fall.
We got them
college.
coaching. We got Quakers coaching.
We got Quakers
there.
coaching. We've got we got guys at the University at Kansas in Brock Caraboa. We got Zane Fakes, who's helping
the Colts.
The Colts. He's the strength coach there.
Yeah.
We got James Hurst, also in the NFL. James is an offensive lineman.
For the Saints now.
The Saints.
Right.
Gosh darn. But yeah, University of North Carolina product. Really proud of James, the kind of guy he is. And that's the thing that that's a nice job tackling the football there and making it hard on 22. I thought might get it to come out there.
Well, I tell you what, though, seeing 22 with the ball in his hands makes me nervous anytime.
Some good coverage there by the Quakers, though. I think they're doing a nice job from a guy who makes us both nervous. They're doing a good job of covering down there. I think here come the Quakers again, trying to get a stop. There's a lot of time left. We're still only in the third quarter.
Yeah.
There's a minute and a half to go.
Well, and there's a chess game that's being played out there, and we're doing some things. They want to see us. Can we execute? Can we blitz? Can we, can we pull off the things that are in our package? What's good? What's bad? I don't want to say that the game's over. It's not by any stretch, but still, this is the kind of thing that you haven't seen against a live opponent.
So one thing we're going to want to see here from the Quakers is they need to turn the momentum. They need to have a big play.
Well, they haven't had one. Can you make a turnover?
Right.
You got players out there. We've got some good players now. We always talked about that. Yeah, can your great players make plays?
Well, that's what it takes in a big game. You got your best players have got to make big plays, and Quakers got some out there. So here we go. Greyhounds go 2-by-2, one back in the backfield. Got some motion. Here comes 5. That's Barron Smith. We saw him on a bubble screen earlier do some damage. There you go. Hessong right there. Gets off the block. See, there's the difference there. Hessong avoided the block, did a nice job of getting in there and made a great tackle.
He sure did, man. I told you before, this kid, he's a battler. He's a fighter, and you can see it. You can see it in the way he carries himself. He had some things go against him early, but, in the second half, he's made a couple really good plays for us, man.
On both sides of the ball, right? He's a sophomore who's not playing like a sophomore, and that's a good thing for the Quakers. It's a good thing for Coach Woodard.
Yeah. Well, like you said, he got that sophomore year out of the way.
That's the beauty. If you're good enough to play as a freshman, you get that done.
Yep. It makes a huge difference.
So as the clock's winding down here, we're gonna come back from commercial. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Greyhounds. All right. And
that water, you're going to want to look for weeds, sunken structures, down trees, stuff like that. And let that breeze tell you where you want to go. Windy days like this, those bait fish will come swimming closer to shore. They'll bring the big boys with them, those bass and those pike. Now, they like cooler temperatures, so you ain't likely to have much luck.
You're good at giving fishing advice. We're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
They've always been with live bait.
"13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, we were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman. And here we are, right here, right now."
You're good at motivation, we're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
all right, here we go. 3rd and 10. Deep ball down the sideline. Perfect. Goes over his head. Just what we wanted. Parker streaking down the field, and the ball going right over his head. And so there we go. 4th down.
Did not look good from Carmel. I mean, one of the first plays of the night that didn't look good.
Perfect. Just what we needed. 3rd and 10. They needed a misfire, and we got one.
Yeah, he just threw it over his head. He never even saw it coming. Like to see Plainfield get a little more pressure from our guys up front. Like to see them use their hands up front a little bit more and harass the quarterback a little bit.
All right, here's Owen Schaefer to punt. Owen is also a starter on defense. Going to have probably another one of those low sidewinder kicks. We've seen a couple of those. A little more gumption in that one.
Might
out of bounds there. That's good.
Just a little bit. Oh, so we've got the ball. The Quakers do it pretty much midfield. Here you go, another opportunity.
I'm hoping here that we'll see the Quakers really do some good things here and get things moving here offensively, just like they did defensively. They answered the bell. They came out. They stopped it. Now they got the ball to start. It's a 3-score game. All it takes is it's one big play away to really turn this thing on its ear, and that's what we're looking for here. So, I love Vanderbush down here versus their little 5'10" corner 13. I think. Anytime we can get the ball to a guy make a play like that, really proud of. So here we go. We got 2-by-2 here by the Quakers. Snap, fake to Nieto, ball out here to Hessong.
Hessong keeps his balance and makes a pretty good play there. I mean, it was a 3-yard loss, and he turns it and he gets the ball at least to the line of scrimmage. Might have made a yard, but I think he took a shot in the knee there. He's going to feel that one tomorrow.
Made the guy miss. That's what he's got to do, and advanced the ball and did a nice job as we went there.
Well, I think you said it just a minute ago. I mean, Vanderbush is a big, rangy kid, big, tall kid, and, he's a great athlete, as all the Vanderbushes are, and I'd like to see him get upstairs and go get a ball.
Nieto straight ahead, picks up a yard. It's going to be third and 8. And we'll continue to move the ball here. Oh, we got a Quaker lost his helmet.
61 there. Looks like he's got to come out of the game, doesn't he? It's Jacob Bird.
Yeah, and I think he's the center, and hence the glove coming off the hand there for Dylan Ponder. He's going to move from guard down to center. Coach Mayfield, I guarantee, has repped that in practice.
This
to be ready for
is,
that.
it's a good thing, not a good thing, but sometimes these things are fortuitous because now you're doing something a little different, and you're going to see how your guys react to a little bit of adversity, and can we get this play taken care of?
Snap's going to be important here. 2-2, great snap,
nice
2x2.
Nice protection.
There's Vanderbush into the boundary. That looks like it's going to be enough. I like it. That's a good throw, good catch. I've had the opportunity to play for some really good coaches when I was a player. Got a chance to play for Kit Cartwright at Butler. He was our offensive coordinator. And Coach Cartwright loved to see the ball get banged into the boundary here. Got a big receiver, created space by pushing him down the field. Ball came out on time. That's easy pitch and catch. And you can't get broke. You can't go broke making a profit. And that's what that was right there. So we're 3-1 here for the Quakers. Nieto,
looks like we're opening things up a little bit.
Yeah,
Coach.
Nieto flanks Moyers. He's getting out of the backfield. Got the screen set up for Vanderbush. Catches it on time. Here he goes. Gets down. Looks like at least 10 yards. Going to be another first down.
You know what I really liked about that, Coach, is after the catch, he ducks his head. He gets 4 extra yards after contact. He made sure he got the first down. Pretty good football IQ there.
Yeah, well, Dad was a standout football player at Franklin High School, went to Michigan State, was a linebacker there, and has been our strength coach here at Plainfield for many, many years, was my position coach when I played here, and Coach Vanderbush has transferred that football love to his boys, and they're doing a great job here tonight. Oh, play action pass. Moyers gets brought down in the backfield by 24. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was, it looked like we had something going there, and just missed a block there off the left tackle, and kid had a free shot there on the quarterback and made us pay pretty hard.
So that was senior Stanton Clark on that play. So now the Quakers are almost 2nd and 20, second and 18-ish, going 2-2. Got to get this and cut it in half. You want to make it third and better.
Pretty good protection up front here.
Nieto's out in the flat. Oh, gonna get a flag. That looks like in the area of a hold. That's not what you want to see here. And that momentum we saw started to roll is kind of when you get a sack, when you get a penalty. We talked about it earlier. Play the next play, don't play the last play.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for right now.
Well, not to pick on the kid, but that's kind of 2 plays in a row with Jason Smith. He just you hate to see a guy get into a little bit of a rut like that with a couple plays in a row. You hope he can kind of shake it off, and you're just looking at body language right now if you're a coach and you want to tell him, hey, you gotta have a 3-second memory, you got to get rid of it and then move on to the next play. So
all right, second and 31 according to the scoreboard. My math skills are strong, but not that strong. I can't get it that quick. So here we go, 3-1. Quakers, look for a screen here, look for a pass. There's a great run, try to split them. Starnes advances it, gets a couple.
Well, and you don't want to turn the ball over
Nope.
here and think I got to get all this back on this play, and then I'm just going to air it out. And that's when cheap interceptions happen, and you don't want to see that. So, and hence the call.
Yeah, 88 Chase Becker checks in, 6'4" junior, big tall looking defensive end here. They got both their ends are good looking kids. 96 Broderick is a nice long defensive end there to the top of the screen. Quakers go 2-2. Moyers back to pass. Great catch there by Vanderbush.
Yeah,
see, there's the difference.
And gets
that. John, you can see that. He's not throwing it to the boundary. He has to throw it from the middle of the field. That ball is in the air a long time.
Yeah, sure was.
He did a nice job putting it where only his guy could catch it. Vanderbush did a nice job protecting the throw and bringing it into his body.
Well, and if you think about it, he's probably got 7 inches in height on each cornerback, and sometimes you just throw it up there and say, go get it. And
he's going to.
Yeah.
I mean, that there's going to be hard-pressed to find a corner that's as tall and can jump as well as he can. And
if you think about it, that's been our bread and butter in this drive, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
we've done the boundary and the last drive.
Yeah, we've done a nice job of sharing that around and getting different guys. Here's Vanderbush. Oh, just outside there. It's going to bring up that's going to be a loss of downs there for the Quakers. And here comes the Carmel offense. Just under 9 minutes, 28-6 is the score.
Well, it's a game of execution and mistakes, and here we were running the ball down the field, throwing the ball down the field, got the rhythm like you said, and then you have a couple penalties and a couple things like that. And next thing you know, you're back on your heels again.
Well, I think the thing that it's staying on schedule. Being 1st and 10, 2nd and 6, 3rd and 2. That's where you want to live, and it's not 2nd and 31, and those things happen. So here we go. Defense has got to answer the bell here a little bit. Osborne in the gun. Two receivers to his right. Hands off there. Definitely is reading at that time. Off goes Hall. Gets the edge. Quakers do a nice job rallying. There was a big hit over there on the sideline. Mason Scott running that down. Did a nice job of pursuit. And those are underrated plays too. I think it's easy to make sometimes you make that tackle in the hole and somebody calls your name and you really feel, like that's a great play. But sometimes those down the field pursuit angle, hustle plays are what keep you in ball games and probably will help the Quakers win a few games as the year goes on.
Well, for sure. Ethan Hall from Carmel, he's got the ball and he's getting it going full. I mean, he's got a head full of steam, and it's pretty hard to get that edge to match that when you're playing field and see him getting the corner on you like that. He's a fast kid.
Oh, fumble
Ball's
in the backfield.
On the ground there.
So little mishandling of the ball there between Jones and Osborne. Ball goes on the ground. Osborne's able to recover his own fumble, but here you go. That's that off schedule thing that we're looking for. So 77, Joe Romero, the senior, is down.
Getting up a little slow.
Might be dealing with some cramping. That's a possibility this time of year. It's no matter how much they, how well they've hydrated during the day. It's a different thing, and he's getting off the field under his own power, so that's good. 54, that's Nick Baker. He's a junior. He just checked in there for the Quakers along the defensive line. You also have Bailey Haston, senior, 94, is on the defensive line there with Sam Trent.
So it looks like the coaching staff from playing field, we're going to get a few guys out there that haven't had a chance to play yet, and maybe get some film on these guys. Maybe they're people you want to look at for other things down the road.
Well, and coaching special teams, you're trying to find guys who can run and tackle. And
that's a dart right there. That's a nice throw by Osborne.
We've seen some good plays by him, but I think that's probably his best throw of the night so far. Number 11, Max Walters, the junior, made that catch, and that was right on the money.
That was big time. That was a nice throw.
Three, Jaden King checks in for the Greyhounds. They're staying with this formation. Doing a little film work this week and watching the Greyhounds, thought we might see some more multiple formations, but they've really kind of had a set of ones that they liked. I know Coach Stewart was worried if they were going to be shifted in motion in game one, how that might look, but they've kind of stayed fairly vanilla and have done a nice job of moving the ball on the offensive side.
Yeah, they have. They've done a couple things, but like we said that earlier, and I understand that. That's probably what I would do too. Keep things vanilla, do what you do, see. You do your bread and butter for a little while, get some film on it, and see what you can take with you down the road.
Well, and I don't want to overemphasize that, it was an unusual summer. They didn't have time to work as a team in the springtime. They didn't have it in the month of June, and that probably is impacting where teams are in terms of, how much of their offense is in.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if anybody got a chance to do 7-on-7 stuff or any of that.
Not a lot of
all that timing thing, all that timing stuff was. But I'll tell you, I mean, I would have thought both sides would look more sloppy, I guess, for lack of a better word, than they have. I mean, I was expecting not so great football, and you see some pretty good execution out of both sides.
This doesn't, and there have been some moments where it looked like week one, but for the most part, it's been a really well played game.
Yeah.
Players have done a really nice job.
That's a testament to both coaching staffs, I think, too. That and what little opportunities they've had, it looks like they've maximized things pretty well.
I mean, veteran staffs and guys who have been there before, and that shows. They know how to get a team ready to play and look, you want to make it look like football, and that's they definitely checked that box tonight. And now we're just going to, Quakers are looking here to kind of hold them out here, maybe force a field goal, maybe try to get a turnover. This part of the field, John, you're trying to make them run another play. You just don't let them in, make them make a mistake.
Your dad used to say that, and they used to say, just make them run another play. Just make them run, and anything can happen, and sometimes it does, But as long as you can keep that game going, keep them, to not let them get in, in one play, make them run another one, and sometimes it works out for you, and anything could happen. Ball gets on the ground. Like that.
That's a great play. Ball just hung, and those are those plays, John, right? Like the guy reaching behind makes good contact, good hit by Hunter Herbeck, kind of ball hangs in the air.
Guy catches it, and he goes to the house.
I'd have loved to see somebody just kind of find their way into their hands, but it didn't happen there. And we'll try to have make a play here and see if we can't turn the field around. It's 3rd and 7. This is a money down.
Well, and if I know Coach Woodard and his staff, they're going to utilize all this film. They're going to be in there late tonight or early tomorrow morning, as you know, and they're not just going to move straight on to the next guy. They're going to get what they can get out of this and get a lot of good film on these guys.
There's a lot of things I miss about coaching football. Saturday mornings at about 5 a.m., getting a cup of coffee and watching film is not one of them. I love being in the office with the coaches and doing that part.
Yeah.
I'll enjoy drinking my cup of coffee and watching cartoons with my 4 kids tomorrow just as much, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, and I've coached a lot of sports now because I'm old, but there's nothing that compares to the amount of preparation that high school football coaches go through in terms of film. And spend a few years of your life in watching film probably. And, yeah.
All right, so here we go. The Greyhounds are going to line up for a field goal.
Okay, we haven't seen. All right, so
got some PATs, but haven't had a field goal yet.
So they're going to have to bring some starters back in. It looked like to be some of their linemen up front.
Spencer Hanna, 19, is set to kick. Osborne is the holder, as you recall. Kind of pushed it there. Did it make it through?
I see him nodding.
Yep, he got it through there. So that takes the score to 31-6.
It's a bit of a line drive.
It was.
Well, you feel good about making them kick a field goal, I think.
There's a lot to be learned there. I think there's a lot of teachable moments, and as Coach Stewart and the defensive staff goes through the film tomorrow, those are things that they're going to point out.
Okay, Coach. Now do you keep?
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, what would you do here in terms of your personnel? Are you going to try to get? You're going to leave your starters in at your skill spots. What are you thinking?
Well, if there's a guy who you're not sure about, guy who's close, guy who's competing for a position, definitely want to make sure he's gotten snaps at this point.
Was there a guy you don't want to get hurt or two?
You don't want to think about those things. I think. I mean, you're not going to. We're not going to run. This is not the time you give your quarterback a bunch of extra runs and things like that. But you run your offense. You give guys a chance to work to do what they're doing. I think I want to just say that I've just been so impressed with our players, with the Plainfield players, the fans. As I was in the stands and working my way up to the press box tonight, just everybody wearing their masks, doing what they can.
Yeah.
We desperately want to be in school. We desperately want to be able to have these Friday nights and to enjoy these as a community. And it takes everybody. It takes not only Monday through Friday 8 to 3 with our masks on at school, but everybody on the weekends just following those rules and regulations to try to keep us all safe.
Sure. And nobody wants to do it. None of us want to do it, but it's kind of like we're doing this all for the community.
Here we go. Off we go. There it is.
Let's see if he can make one guy miss.
One guy miss.
That's a heck of a return there.
That's an awesome job by Carson Works. 16. He's a junior. He's 5'9". He's a running back. He's played some JV quarterback over the years. He's he's a good runner. He's a guy you want with the ball in his hands, and did a nice job on that long return.
Sure did. And Coach Sloan, special teams coordinator, is going to sleep just a little bit better tonight. You know, he will see that, and it'll put a little smile on his face. You know, and that was nicely executed by the return team.
I mean, that's 5 first downs, John. You take the ball from the 20 to the 30.
Huge.
I mean, that's 5 times you got to pitch and catch to get it to.
It's the hidden yardage, they call it, that people don't really talk about too much, but there's so much of that in the game that if you're in a tight game especially, that matters a lot.
All right, a few more guys in the box here for the Greyhounds. There goes Starnes to the left, picks up a few yards, advances the ball out. It's going to be 2nd and 8. You know, I just to finish my thought, I was just impressed with our seniors and our leaders in our building. Mr. Seifert, our building principal, is doing an awesome job of leading our staff and our students to kind of a new normal.
Yeah.
And I'm just really proud of everything I see from our students and our teachers. Our teachers are taking on, we're teaching in 2 different environments. They're just doing a great job, and couldn't be more proud of what we see every day at Plainfield High School.
Well, as a teacher that's been around the block a little bit, 25, 26 years, I've told so many people this in the community. The kids have been the best part of it. You know, I have not had to tell anybody to put on their mask or do anything like that. To them, as they come to class, they're just doing what they do, just with a mask on, and it's kind of no big deal, you know. But all the other things that go on to make this happen, or people, just don't realize just the amount of stuff that our administrators do on a day-to-day basis. It's just amazing, and nobody really knows unless you're kind of in the fight. But hopefully we can get this behind us.
It's a fight worth fighting. Here we go. Oh, that's what we wanted. Vanderbush on top there, and had a shot. And I think that's not the last time we'll see that this season. And Vanderbush trying to go on top there, and
I think the crowd saw
a
little contact there. There's a little hand fight. Maybe it was both ways, so they didn't call it. But it looked like he had a little battle going on with the hands between he and 28 from Carmel, which is their cornerback out there, Tyson Pennington.
There's Works, I think. Works had the big return. He gets the chance to tote the ball there and advances it, cuts it in half here. Looks like it's going to be looks like the Quakers need about 5 yards here for a first down. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
Well, for sure, you're in 4-down territory now. You missed a couple of field goals, and you got nothing to lose. So let's get 7 on the board or 6 on the board and put the extra point through.
Absolutely.
Oh, we go for 2 here, Coach, on the card if we score?
You know what? I'm a big fan of just getting points. That's kind of you don't want to chase points. Those going for 2 should be at the end of the progression probably.
Gotcha.
2 by 1. There's the handoff. There goes Carson Works driving forward, getting good push from the Quakers up line, and he's out here at receiver. Did a nice job getting physical down there.
I think that's Vanderbush.
I can't see a number. That Vanderbush did a nice
15.
job. Very physical there, with 28, Tyson Pennington, the corner, and
there's
doing
a lot
good
of pride.
job competing, right?
Yeah, a lot of pride. You want to see that in your guys. The pride to compete to the very end, the discipline to imagine the scoreboard being 0-0 and I'm just playing this play right here.
Here are the Quakers. They go big. Timing was just a smidge off on that one, and that's a hard part. You got a guy in Beebe who's a great player, but not used to taking snaps and calling cadences and all those things. And
well, Coach, I think everybody in the building knows this ball's going to go up to number 15 towards the corner of the end zone.
That would make
either this one or the next one.
I think that's a good choice.
Call that 15 play.
Throw it up to him, but we'll see there.
I could be wrong. I don't want to play armchair quarterback, but hey,
that's
what I'm getting paid all this money for.
Absolutely. Oh, there he goes. Moyers makes a guy miss. Almost gets away from the second guy. Did a nice job avoiding the first guy and giving himself a chance. That's a hard play. He's trying to make something happen. Might have been a chance to throw it away. And, as the season progresses, hopefully we'll see that and get a chance to line back up. But we got looking at 3rd and goal. Ball's on the 17. Again, this is a shot. Might be a shot in the end zone, but it could also be, hey, let's cut it in half. Let's make it manageable. Not a lot of great 4th and 17 calls. More, there's better 4th and 7, 4th and 8 calls. So trying to cut it in half is always a good option too. Interesting, Hessung there is to the right. We're 2 by 2. Oh, we got some blood. It looks like. Okay, we're going to do the switcheroo again at center. No, 50 checks in for the Quakers. 50 is Connor Riggins. He's a junior offensive lineman. He's checking in at right guard there. Look at Hessong split, John. Pretty tight there, right off the tackle. I wonder if he's going to try to get across the field maybe.
Yep, he's trying. That's exactly what he's trying to do.
Oh,
watch your back, 17.
Oh.
Athletic play there.
That was a nice job there. That was a good job. Winston Berglund.
Yeah.
He's a sophomore outside linebacker, made a nice place in space there.
Well, it's kind of a broken play, and they were just trying to make something happen. Plainfield was, and he kind of, chucked the ball a little bit, and kid made a great play.
Winston's 6'1". If he's 5'11", that's probably a Quaker touchdown. We just needed a couple inches there.
Yep. Okay, so now you got 4th and a lot, Coach.
Try to get the
and you don't have a lot of time to sit back in the pocket and let options open, do you?
No, you got 2 minutes here. You just want to have a good play. You want 3-by-1. You get Vanderbush over here by himself. It'll be interesting to see if the safety tries to come help over the top. Got a screen going to Vanderbush. If he can get over here outside, he's got a shot to get in. He's at the 5. Oh, down at the 3 and out of bounds. Nice job. Good play design by the Quakers.
Very
and
good
call by Coach Moyers.
Yep.
Not what I expected. And, inside the 20-yard line and screen is always a good play. Coach Woodard and I, when we coached together, that was the Coach Mike McClure special. Mike was a long-time head football coach at Franklin College and also coached at Franklin High School and has been around the block, but he loved it. He loved the screen in the red zone and would have been something if.
Well, I wasn't thinking about it. I mean, not a lot of people were. That's a great call.
Well, and you think about it, that's where a defense is gonna bring pressure and try to get you out of your game plan a little bit.
And it had a shot to go to the end zone and just a couple yards short, literally 1.5 yards short there.
Backed up here, great time to go with a hard count, trying to get some cheap point or cheap yards. They go straight ahead. Try to move it out of the shadow of the end zone.
Looks like Bailey Haston on the tackle there, senior, I believe.
Yep. All right. Clock goes below a minute and a half here. We're just some reminders, that the Quakers will travel to Tri-West next week. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff in
Coach, how are the tickets? I know a lot of people will be asking.
I would say we got to follow. Those are going to be home teams are really handling ticket sales. Okay. A lot of digital ticket sales. I would definitely make sure you're following Quaker Sports on Twitter. Coach Mr. Rodkey does a good job of getting that information out to our fans, and I'd follow that all week so you know what's going on. For those of you heading to the freshman football game at Carmel or tomorrow, that game. Those tickets are online as well. I know that those got tweeted out from both Mr. Inskeep at Carmel and Mr. Rodkey earlier today.
I think we'd both ask, everybody just if you can just be patient with everything. I can guarantee you this. Our people are doing the best they can to get everything done that they can, and they are. No one's ever done this before, so be patient with us as we try to get you those tickets and things like that.
All right, so this is the Greyhounds are taking a knee. They're in their victory formation here. A little bit trickier when you're backed up like this. You got to take a snap. This young man probably hasn't taken 10 snaps under center all week, and having to do it there and gets it under the time there to finish up the game. And so we're going to end here with Carmel winning the ball game 31-6. The Greyhounds begin their season 1-0. The Quakers begin at 0-1, and we'll try to get back on the winning side of the column. You'll notice as the crowd is, or as you see the field here, this is another one of those things that's a new normal here. Instead of doing a handshake line, we come out to the hash mark, salute each other for the good sign of sportsmanship.
They're holding their helmets up, towards each other. That's kind of cool. I've never seen that before. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of things that people are going to tell their grandkids about from this year.
This is a new place we're in. Well, I just a couple last things as we leave here tonight. Just was really impressed by the Quakers. Really impressed with some of the plays that we saw guys make tonight and the things they did to really compete against a really good, reigning 6A state champion, John. And I thought they really answered the bell.
Well, I'm proud of our guys. I'm proud of our staff. I'm proud of our players. I think a lot of people thought, oh my goodness, on Tuesday when they heard about this, and that was the big question: would our guys compete? Would we roll over? And I think they did. I mean, I think they really did. No disrespect to Carmel, but. Like I said before, I think our guys know now we can hit with these guys, we can play with these guys, and we're a couple mistakes away from having a different ball game.
Well, last thing I would say is, just thanks to you, John. John was a coach of mine when I was a player, and when we were looking for who I could do this with, he was the first guy we thought of, and it was great to sit up here and to call the game together. And I was proud to play for him and now be friends. And I always think of him as my other brother, my older brother, and it's a great chance to do this tonight. And I think we're both enjoyed it and look forward to doing it, and hope you guys are all able to join us. If you can't get a ticket to the Mooresville game in 2 weeks, catch us back here on the stream. We had a great time and look forward to doing it again.
Thanks, Coach. My pleasure. Had a great time. Let's do it again.
"13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, we were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman. And here we are, right here, right now."
You're good at motivation? We're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Never miss a big game by downloading the IHSAA TV app for free on any device. For your iPhone or Apple TV, check the App Store. On your Android or Android TV device, load up the Google Play Store. Have a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick? We have the app for you. Check us out on Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube Live by searching for IHSAA TV. Or as always, click to ihsaatv.org for quick and easy access to your favorite IHSAA live and archived events.